But I'm an adult, Mike. I'm not a child. I recognize that I have no impact or influence on this game. So I am just going to tell you, there's no superstition happening here. Lodolo for the Reds is perfect through 4. He looks absolutely tremendous, has allowed nothing, and he has struck out 7. I made the mistake of being under on his 6.5 K prop line, and obviously he has already taken care of that. On the other side, I was wise to at least not bet Garrett Crochet's K prop under, because I saw some people getting into it, maybe just because of the value in the number. This guy is not pitching particularly well, but when it comes to the strikeouts, he is.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
With double figures, and it's looking like he's going to get there today. But this game is very lopsided in Chicago. Cincinnati, is up 5-0 on the White Sox at this moment. And the way Lodolo's dealing, it's hard to see this thing turning at all. This was a virtual pick'em coming in. Cincinnati was a slight favorite. Any surprise in the way this one's playing out?
Well, I'm a little surprised that they've gotten to Crochet for 5 runs. Opening day, we had Greg Maddux throw out the first pitch again here, and he's having his charity tournament for Ball or Dream poker tournament at the end of the month. And Frank Thomas was here as well, who's a frequent visitor and hangs out with Derek a lot, and was promoting his new tequila. So I got some chance to sit down with Frank. Of course, we had the rain out, so we had him throw out the first pitch 2 hours early, because why would baseball play in a dome on opening day? Why would they ever think they might need to? Anyhow, and I said to Frank Thomas, I said, what is your inside thought here on Crochet? He's the Tommy John, and now you're going to go bullpen to starter, and he's an opening day starter, which shocks me. And Thomas said, no, he's the real deal. The kid is the real deal. He can throw the ball 100 miles an hour. His arm was great after the surgery, and he pitched well. And he can light it up, and he's got some running action on that fastball. So a little surprised that they got to him for 5, and then that it's this lopsided. I mean, the White Sox are awful, but you would think with Lodolo starting, there might be a closer game than not. So we'll monitor. He's not going to be able to go 9, obviously, for a no-hitter. He's throwing 15 pitches an inning. He's already over 60 through 4. I thought we went to see the Cubs and the Padres as an aside on Wednesday. And, Cease, I texted some people in the top of the second. I said, Cease could flirt with a no-hitter today, just because if he can get through 3, the next 3 innings were shadows with that rare 340 start. He ends up, Kim commits an error, and then Bush hits the home run. And the Cubs did only end up with 2 hits on the day. But it was interesting. If he doesn't make that error, it's a different situation. He's not in the stretch for the first time when he pitches to Bush to lead off the 4th. And maybe it would have been exciting, other than we got to see a 10-2 game.
Just a quick Masters update. Scotty Scheffler 2 under today through 3. He has a 2-stroke lead. Tiger Woods, we'll talk more about him later. Not good in round 3. He is 7 over overall, 6 over today. We're going to have more on the way. NHL talk with Jonathan Davis when we return on Live Bet Saturday.
Get the one and done you want for your dog's monthly protection. NexGard Plus, a Foxalon or Moxidectin and Pyrantel chewable tablets. Protects against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. All in one delicious, beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection prior to starting a preventive. Ask your vet about NexGard Plus Chews.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
If you didn't catch Sharp Money, here's what you missed.
6 titles for UConn in the last 25 years. Just an awesome performance. And as soon as that game started, the backcourt of Purdue, while they try, Smith and company, they're the little engine that could. They cannot hang with somebody like Stephon Castle and the rest of the crew. Castle's going to be a top 5 pick in this forthcoming draft, the freshman. They just can't hang. And we talked about the neutralization from Klingon and Edie. That didn't matter. You and I were talking about it earlier on the telephone. It was very clear what Dan Hurley had in mind. He can hit threes. They can get out in transition. Edie can just get those twos, get the bunny. I don't care if he gets 40 points. He had 37. He had 37, Dustin, and the rest of Purdue had 23. That's not going to beat many teams like UConn.
Sharp Money with Patrick Maher. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on VEASAN, the sports betting network. At VEASAN, we've got you covered before, during, and after every game. Jumpstart your game day with Tim Murray and Jonathan Von Tobel on VEASAN Primetime at 6 Eastern. They'll get you ready before the first tip, puck drop, and pitch, ensuring you're ahead of the game. Then stay in the loop during all the action with the Greg Peterson Experience at 9. And as the night wraps up, join Matt Humans and Wes Reynolds on VEASAN Tonight at 11, giving you the first look at tomorrow's lines to get an edge on the next day's bets. All this and more, only on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
The NFL is 24/7, 365. Off-season programs are underway. We are a few weeks out from the NFL draft, and games will be here before you know it. Hi, I'm Stormy Bonantoni with VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network. Let's take a look at the early odds for who might win next year's Super Bowl. The San Francisco 49ers remain an early favorite to avenge their Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs at a plus 550 price. Can they get off the mat of that overtime heartbreaker, or might KC at 6-1 be the first team in NFL history to three-peat? Baltimore's the third shot on the board. The Ravens saw their odds shorten slightly at 9-1 after welcoming King Henry to the Queen City. Meanwhile, Buffalo's odds have lengthened from 10-1 to 12-1 following the departure of Stephon Diggs to Houston. And while the Lions stood pat at 12-1, a few NFC teams saw their odds shift. The Eagles are now 17-1 after adding Saquon Barkley and Bryce Huff. And how about the Falcons, whose odds shifted significantly from 35-1 to 22-1, bringing in Kirk Cousins?
Elevate your sports betting game with VEASAN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VEASAN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world. Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
And we welcome you to Salem Stadium here in the beautiful state of Virginia as Western Reserve Radio and CityView Sportscast, a part of the iMedia One Network, are proud to bring to you National Public Safety Football League action here on this Saturday afternoon, as we'll have two outstanding organizations taking to the field today as the Chicago Enforcers, they make their way from the Windy City down here to Virginia to take on the Roanoke Rampage. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with Dave Ferris back in the Gessler Propane Studio in Struthers, Ohio, pushing the buttons and keeping us on the air as we take you through the pregame portion of what should be a very special event here. And football will only be part of the story as we talk about these two teams getting together here from Chicago and from Roanoke that, on the face of it, would look just like another football game. However, we'll talk about the makeup of these two teams as they are very unique here. Both teams here are solely comprised of first responders, and those include police officers, firefighters, EMTs, corrections officers, parole and probation officers, as well as military members with those jobs. And they get together for one purpose, and that is to raise funds for their respective charities back in their communities. And it all starts at the top with the National Public Safety Football League, formed back in 1998, when teams were formed from across the nation that became 501c3 organizations. And each organization plays for charities of their choice. We'll talk about some of the charities for the Chicago Enforcers and, of course, the Roanoke Rampage as the pregame show continues. There are currently 2 divisions in the NPSFL, Division I and Division II, and because teams are usually only playing 4 to 5 games a season, each division's championship game is determined by a PowerPoint system, taking into account each team's league record, the strength of schedule, and head-to-head matchups. Each team will declare which division they will compete in the annual league meetings in November, and the number of teams fluctuate from year to year. This year, there are 17 teams in the National Public Safety Football League, and they go from coast to coast, all the way from California, of course, as far east as Virginia and Washington, D.C. Championship games, they rotate every year from the easternmost championship team's home city to the westernmost championship team's home city of each game's participants. And for Division I, even years are westernmost and odd years are easternmost. And for Division II, it's just the opposite. Even years in the easternmost city and odd years are the westernmost city. You talk about time invested into the communities. The National Public Safety Football League proudly can say they've donated over 1,000 hours of service and raised just over $200,000 over the past year alone for various charities and causes across the country. Again, we highly recommend you going to npsfl.org to see all of the great teams and the great things they do from border to border, coast to coast. And of course, with the first responders, this gives you an opportunity to see these folks in a different light as you come out and see what is some very competitive and some very entertaining football. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll dive into the football portion of this fantastic event down here in Virginia. We'll talk about the Chicago Enforcers and how they fared in Week 1 of their 2024 season. All that and more coming up here on the pregame show on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Pregame show continues here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast as we get you ready for National Public Safety Football League action. The Chicago Enforcers, the visiting team today, making their way from the Windy City. They come in at 0-1 as they kicked off their season in New York, taking on the boldest, the corrections version of the National Public Safety football teams in New York. They would drop that one by a score of 8-6. Tough loss on the road, but these teams always at a disadvantage going on the road there as schedules sometimes conflict and people aren't able to make the trip. Chicago's charitable focus here in 2024 is going to be for the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, the Chicago Police Chaplain Association, the Mercy Home for Boys and Girls, as well as Gold Star Families. The schedule for the Enforcers look like this, and generally these are 4 to 5 game schedules for these teams. This will be the second game for the Enforcers, as we talked about week 1 in the Big Apple, dropping that one to New York's boldest by a score of 8-6, making the trip to Roanoke today, and then on April 27th, they will host the LA Centurions. And on May 5th, they were scheduled to take on the Philadelphia Blue Flames. However, the Blue Flames inactive this year, so Chicago will pick up, for record purposes, a 6-0 win over Philadelphia. They will get the points towards the championship game. On June 1st, it will be the Chi-Down Showdown as the Chicago Enforcers will take on the Chicago Blaze in the battle for the city. Again, another great game during that rivalry weekend, and it will be shortly thereafter they will determine who will go to the Division I and Division II championship. We want to encourage you to go to social media and check out the Chicago Enforcers on Facebook. And, of course, you can go to their website at cpdenforcers.org. We're going to step aside for another timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the home team, the Roanoke Rampage, all that and more as we get you ready for National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast. We're right back after this.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class. Let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him at the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Awesome. Where were you, Jill?
Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Back here at Willis White Field in Roanoke, Virginia, as Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, proud to bring you National Public Safety Football League action here on this Saturday afternoon. Beautiful day here in Salem, Virginia, about 65 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky. Got some breeze going. We'll talk about that. We'll see how that is going to affect the game coming up, but nonetheless, going to be a beautiful afternoon here in Salem, Virginia. Talk about the Roanoke Rampage. They come in at 1-0 so far this season. They played their first game on March 22nd. That was out in Las Vegas as they took on the LA Centurions. That would be the Los Angeles Police Department team out in California. Again, met in Las Vegas, and Roanoke gets the 28-21 win over the Centurions. This will be their second game of the season. They'll be taking on Chicago here. And then, of course, we talk about the schedule for Roanoke. They will be taking on the Tri-State Shields on May 4th, and then they will travel down to Nashville to take on the L.A. Grizzlies. That is a team comprised mostly of L.A. County Sheriff's Department personnel, again, out in California. And they're going to play that game. And I'm told that the Nashville area will have a team of their own coming up here, the Nashville Gladiators. So they're going to make a special appearance down there to promote the league, and certainly we look forward to that. And, of course, the Rampage will round out the 2024 season on June 1st as they will travel to Charlotte to take on the always tough Charlotte Cobras. Talk about some of the things that the Roanoke Rampage are doing. We were talking in pregame about the charity work and the goal of the NPSFL. Of course, we mentioned all 501c3 organizations. And this year, the Roanoke Rampage are playing for Chris's Coffee and Custard, where hot coffee meets cool friends. We had an opportunity just before we came up here to the press box to go out, and they actually have a truck out there selling coffee in it. I'm told it's very good as we did that, and we got also a brownie, which was chocolate on chocolate. Will make your teeth chatter, but it was outstanding. But at Chris's Coffee and Custard, the significant goal is to make a positive change in people's lives with intellectual and physical disabilities and show them that they deserve the same opportunities as other people in the community. And a lot of great things to be said as we got to spoke to Jamison Ratcliffe, president of the Roanoke Rampage, earlier about that charity. And certainly we are excited for that. Getting ready here for kickoff in Salem as the Chicago Enforcers, they'll be to the far side of our field, and the colors are going to be presented by Boy Scout Troop 183 out of Bedford, Virginia. And again, if you were out in the valley and you take a look around at the stadium, you might recognize it because we've seen this many times on ESPN, and let me try that in English, may have even made a trip down here at one point, as this is the home of the Alonzo Stagg Bowl, the Division III National Championship. And, of course, the Mount Union Purple Raiders have made it a regular trip down here in Virginia. A beautiful facility up here. And we want to thank Jameson Ratcliffe and Jason Slater, presidents of Roanoke and Chicago, respectively, for having us up here. And, of course, as a little personal note, played 10 years in the league myself for the Cleveland Warriors, and one of the funnest and maybe most rewarding things we have done here. But we talk about the makeup of these teams, all first responders. So in addition to what they're doing in their communities, they're on the road also. And again, these are all the proceeds that are generated from these games go to the cause of their choosing. And certainly it's been a busy day here as we have had several police and fire departments out in the lot, and Roanoke's own Axis 5, the band, out there playing. So it has been a festive area here as we get ready for football action. Just about 65 degrees here in Salem. The one thing that we'll probably have to contend with is the wind, as we'll see if that'll affect the passing game today. Chicago, historically, at least in my experience, having played them, ground and pound type team there, is when we would go to Chicago, the wind would be very, very fast, and I guess that's why they call it the Windy City. But nonetheless, they are a physical team, and Roanoke will be looking to pick up their second win of the year. Talked to Bill Safranco, formerly of the Cleveland Warriors, now with the Roanoke Rampage, and he did indicate to me that it was their first road win in Las Vegas, oddly enough, for the Roanoke Rampage. 15 years in existence, and somehow that would be hard to believe, but nonetheless, did a great job down there in Sin City, and they'll try to continue this as Chicago looking for their first win again, heading out to New York there on March 29th. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the national anthem, presentation of the colors, and then we'll get just that much closer to kickoff here in Salem, Virginia. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
It's been described as football with a purpose. Every year, there are football teams from across the country that take to the gridiron. But these are no ordinary teams. They are comprised of first responders, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, corrections officers, parole and probation officers, and military members. While they play for the love of the game, it more importantly presents an opportunity to merge vocation and passion with the goal of supporting charities in their local communities. Today, the iMedia One Network presents the National Public Safety Football League on Western Reserve Radio. Back here at Willis White Field at Salem Stadium, Salem, Virginia, as Western Reserve Radio, City View Sportscast, and the iMedia One Network proudly bring to you National Public Safety Football League action. The Chicago Enforcers making the 10-hour drive here to Salem, Virginia to take on the Roanoke Rampage. Rampage winning the title back in 2022 in Division II. Chicago winning their Division II championship in 2011, appearing in the Division I championship in 2018. They would drop that one to New York's finest.
The president of the Roanoke Rampage is Jamison Ratcliffe.
And today we're going to have the presentation of the colors, again by Troop 183 from the Boy Scouts of America out of Bedford, Virginia. Very festive environment as our officials make their way to the field. We'll also take a moment here we'll step aside for our national anthem here. We listen in to our presentation by our PA announcer here at Salem Stadium.
We ask that you please rise for the presentation of the color guard and the singing of our national anthem. At this time, to honor America and those who support our freedoms at home and abroad, our national anthem will be sung by Sherry Fullman. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that clapped the bombs bursting in air, it proved to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the flag star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Sherry Fulham with our nation's national anthem as we get closer to kickoff here in Salem, Virginia. Jim Craven with you. Dave Ferris back in the Gessler Propane Studio, making sure we stay on the air as we bring you this very exciting event here. We highly encourage you to go to npsfl.org, look for the team in your area. Also, check out the social media for the Roanoke Rampage. Go to Roanoke Rampage Fire and Police Football Team. And for the CPD Enforcers, you can go to Facebook at CPD Enforcers or cpdenforcers.org. I want to thank some of the sponsors as we go along today for providing support in this game. And they include SES Environmental, All Call Towing, Nicely Realty, Top of the Stairs, Woods Towing, Member One Federal Credit Union, and North Star Child Care. More to come on that as both teams make their way to the field. And you'll notice that there is one gentleman making his way to the field, and his name is Wesley Richer. The team showing support for him recently. He and his wife having twins that were 23 weeks early, so going through a tough time here. And I know from a personal account that there's some great support from this league, and we'll tell you that story maybe at halftime. So coin toss here coming up here on a beautiful day. Again, 65 degrees. Some wind here, so we'll see if that affects the passing or kicking game as we have the toss. So Roanoke has won the toss. They are going to defer until the second half. And Chicago will get this to start the game off. Roanoke will kick left to right. Roanoke with the home field advantage today. Great crowd here in Salem, Virginia. Again, great events going on here as well. We'll talk more about Chris's coffee and custard. And hopefully we'll come off this sugar high from that brownie. Actually had to split that one. I'll let you know the head coach for the Roanoke Rampage is Brad Harris, former player for the Rampage. And Trey Baker going to kick this one off for Roanoke, and Roanoke 1-0, the 28-21 win over the LA Centurions. Chicago 0-1. They drop game one of their season to New York's boldest.
Back deep is number 2, Brian Pescasky.
So back to return for Chicago will be Brian Pescaccio. Not sure our PA announcer got that one right, but. And thanks for joining us here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network, as well as City View Sportscast. You can check out the video on our Facebook pages at iMedia One Network and Western Reserve Digital-Radio. As that ball is going to fall off the tee. We talked about the win just a few minutes ago, and we're going to start this one with the ball falling off. So the moment of excitement is going to have to wait here, as Trey Baker will have to reset this one. Roanoke kicking off left to right here. And the ball is going to come off, not only come off the tee, but kind of move down a little bit. So we're going to get somebody to hold this one. DeAndre Brown going to come out and help out so we can actually get this one started, get it underway. And this time I think we're going to get it. As Baker going to put this one downfield. It's going to be short. Head to the 25-yard line. Going to be picked up and brought out near the 40-yard line. 42 and down at the 43-yard line. Robert Kudzia on the return. Kudzia, the receiver for the Chicago Enforcers. So Chicago, 1st and 10 for Chicago at their own 43-yard line.
On that defensive stop for the Rampage, number 75, Nathan Noble.
And we want to welcome everybody watching in on our stream. Again, we're mostly a radio-type crew here, but today we're going to bring you some video, as this is going to be a very special game. Very excited here to have you as well. So Adam Tapling, quarterback for the Enforcers, get this one started. 2 receivers to each side. Tapling going to hand this one off up the middle. Chicago going to reach the 45-yard line. Going to be a pickup of 2. So Pescaccio going to carry the ball for the first time. So 2nd and 8 now for Chicago. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the first meeting between these two teams. So again, thanks for everybody tuning in. See the names popping up here. This is kind of a little bit new for us. So 2 receivers to each side now. Again, Tapling in a shotgun. Pescaccio to his right. 14-20 here if you're just joining us. Handoff up the middle again, and going to pick up about a yard on the play. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7 for Chicago. Speaking from experience, I can tell you Chicago has been mostly a ground and pound team.
For the Rampage is number 44, Chris Thayer.
Always seem to have a size advantage on a lot of these teams. Chris Thayer on the tackle for Roanoke. He'll come back out in that 4 wide receiver set. 3rd and 7. Tapling with the snap. Going to roll out to the far side. Look downfield. Fires. Has a man open. It's going to go off his fingertips. Pass intended for Rich Lane. He's not going to be able to bring that one in. Just a little bit too much on that pass for Tapling. That's going to bring up 4th down, and Chicago will look to punt this one away. 13:38 left here, first quarter. Thank a few more of the sponsors for making this possible, including Greer Serve Pro, Haley Toyota, Rosie's, and the Vinton Moose Lodge, number 11-21. Chicago actually going into a huddle. We'll see if they're going to go for it. And actually, it looks like they're going to come out two wide receivers to the far side, one receiver to the near side. We'll see if they're going to kind of pooch kick this one. They'll send one man to a wing on the right. And indeed, Taplin will kick this one, going to go straight up in the air. And it's going to fall at the 41-yard line. It's going to take a Roanoke bounce. And the Rampage will take over 1st and 10 at the Chicago 48-yard line.
The ball resting at the Enforcers' 49-yard line.
They'll actually mark it at the 49. 12:57 left here, first quarter. No score if you're just joining us. Roanoke 1-0 on the season. Chicago 0-1. And for the first time today, we'll see the Roanoke offense. Roanoke in their red jerseys, white pants, white numerals. Chicago in their white jerseys, white pants, and navy blue helmets. So Roanoke now twin receivers to the near side, one receiver to the far side. We'll have a tight end to the right. Shotgun formation. The one running back to his right. 1st and 10. Send a man in motion. That'll be Edmonds. On the reverse, pass downfield. He's going to have Williams open. Williams going to drop it at the 25-yard line. And we're going to have a player down here. That's going to be Jaden Williams. Well-designed play, but just couldn't connect on the pass. They'll go out and take a look at him.
Number 40, Antonio Scott.
Antonio Scott on the defense.
Breaking up that pass attempt.
And also got a player down for Chicago. Fortunately, Jaden Williams going to get up and walk off on his own accord. No problems. Chicago going to help their man up as well, hopefully. Looked like he was about to get up. A little bit of a collision down there on that pass. So on the reverse, tried to get it downfield, but just went off the fingertips. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Roanoke Rampage as we take a moment here. So with that injury, we'll take a quick timeout here so we can get some attention out on the field. 12:48 left here, first quarter. No score between the Roanoke Rampage and the Chicago Enforcers. You're listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio. City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Back here at Salem Stadium in Salem, Virginia. And it looks like Pat Egan's going to be able to get up and walk off the field on his own on this one. A little bit scary. He was down there for a little bit, but collected himself, got up, and walking off the field under his own power. Now Roanoke will have the ball 2nd and 10. They'll be at their own 49-yard line. DeAndre Brown at quarterback for the Roanoke Rampage. Two receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Have a tight end to our side. Quarterback keeper upfield down to the 45-yard line. May have worked his way just past the 45. DeAndre Brown with the run. That'll bring up 3rd and 6 now for the Roanoke Rampage.
On that stop, number 23, Chase Dorson.
Chase Dorson on the stop. Listed as a running back, playing some defense today. That happens on occasion as these teams travel. And we talked about in pregame, certain times you cannot make it, but nonetheless, they will fill in no problem. So twin receivers to the far side now, one receiver to the near side. Brown at quarterback, one running back to his left. 3rd and 6 for the Roanoke Rampage as we get a whistle. So we're going to have a delay of game against Roanoke.
Have a flag on the field.
Didn't get to take the timeout.
Indication is delay of game.
So that'll set the ball back at midfield. So now be looking at 3rd and 11 for the Roanoke Rampage as we get the whistle for play. Austin Rollins checking in for the Rampage. Edmonds and Lewis Bell will be the receivers to the far side, twin receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation for the Rampage. 11:37 left here in this first quarter. Back to pass, stepping up in the pocket. This is going to be Williams. Williams going to break loose, get past midfield down to the 45 and down to the 42-yard line. Still going to be short of the first down, but certainly I think this is going to be a 4th down that Roanoke may gamble on and go for.
Jonathan Bell, along with number 9.
Bell on the tackle for Chicago, the defensive back out of the Cook County Sheriff's Department. Cedric Hayes checking in for the Rampage.
4th down and 3 for the Rampage.
4th and 3 for Roanoke. Lewis Bell will be the receiver to the near side. They'll send DeAndre Brown to the far side. He'll be a single receiver. Jaden Williams at quarterback. One running back to his right. He'll hand it off the left side. Get past the 40. Should be close to a first down. And believe Roanoke indeed is going to get it. They'll get the ball down and they'll mark it at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rampage. I believe that's going to be Michael Johnson on the run.
Rampage pick up the first down.
So Rampage continue their drive. 1st and 10 at the Chicago 38-yard line. 10:20 left here first quarter. No score. It's Austin Rollins, and we'll have a trip formation to the far side. They'll be stacked at the slot. Williams now with the handoff. Going to bounce it out to the outside and make his way to the 30 and down to the 25, inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Michael Johnson again trying to get off that right side tackle, bounced out to the outside, and we'll pick up another first down for the Rampage. 9:57 left here first quarter. Rampage keeping it to the ground. Matthew Lewis Bell to the far side. Trip receivers to the near side, including Rollin and Edmonds. Williams in the shotgun. One running back to his left. Williams going to roll out to his left, try to set his feet, going to step up in the pocket, going to keep it himself, out past the 20, 15, 10, inside the 10, 5, and down near the goal line. Did he score? They're going to say no. He went out at the 2-yard line, twisting and turning. So for Roanoke, it will be 1st and goal, as Ryan Wade will check into the game for Roanoke. Jaden Williams stepping up in the pocket off the left side. Couldn't get his feet set, took it downfield inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. With 9:12 left here in this first quarter, Shamai Adams tempted to come on the field, but he won't make it. They'll send him back. So Williams now in the shotgun, one receiver to the near side. That'll be Sam Edmonds. Johnson in the backfield with them. Offset I formation. Williams under center. Going to hand it off the left side. Nowhere to go. Chicago going to wrap him up in the backfield. So a loss of a couple yards for the Roanoke Rampage.
There's a loss on the play. Moves the ball back to the 5-yard line.
Didn't get the number on the tackle, but I believe Jason Anguita on the tackle there out of Orlando Park. Defensive lineman. 8:26 on a running clock. And Cedric Hayes will bring in the play from the sideline. 2nd and goal now for Roanoke. Twin receivers to the far side. And we're going to have a flag on the play. And it's going to be an illegal substitution against Roanoke. So Roanoke struggling after getting in the red zone.
back to the 10-yard line.
And it looks like they're going to take a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. 8:08 left here, first quarter. No score. You're listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football. Or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
8:08 left here, first quarter. Roanoke Rampage with a penalty for an illegal substitution. That'll push the ball back to the 10-yard line. As Roanoke now will go to twin receivers to the right side. They'll have a wing to the right as well. Williams in his shotgun. He'll have Johnson to his right. Chicago showing some pressure. Williams back to pass. Three-step drop now on the run. Under pressure. Going to roll out to the far side. Trying to create some time. Break a couple tackles. Get inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. All that running picked up about 3 yards on the play. Now bring up third and goal now for Roanoke. They will mark it at the 7-yard line. Jacob Kirtley checking in for the Rampage. See some folks tuning in here, including Susie Waite, Jesse Caldwell. Thank you for joining us. Kirtley now in the backfield with Williams. Edmonds will be to the left of Williams. Johnson to the right. Twin receivers to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. 7-12 left here, first quarter. They'll hand this one off up the middle and work their way down to the 5-yard line. That'll be Kirtley on the carry for Roanoke. Rampage struggling a little bit here inside the 10-yard line. Chicago toughening up inside the box. So fourth down for Roanoke. Not sure what the kicking situation is for the Rampage, so not certain. It looks like they're going to go for it with 6:41 left here, first quarter. Sam Edmonds to bring in the play from the sideline. We'll talk about some hockey here coming up, too. Exciting part of the season, as Lewis Bell will be the receiver to the far side. They'll have Rollin inside the slot. Twin receiver to the near side as well. Williams, three-step drop, looks out to his right, steps up in the pocket. He's going to toss it in the corner, wide open in the corner, and Roanoke gets on the board with a 7-yard touchdown pass from Williams to Sam Edwards. Roanoke leads by a score of 6-0.
5-yard touchdown completion to number 10, Sam Edmonds.
So Edmonds somehow or another ending up in the end zone all by himself. As we get our first score of the day.
Number 45 is Trey Baker.
So another flag on the play. It looks like we're going to have an illegal substitution as well. May have 12 players on the field.
The referee indication is illegal substitution.
And indeed, there are 12 people on the field, and probably the biggest one out of them all, Robbie Williams, going to come off the field. I might have left him in on that one. Not sure.
So the point after we attempted from the 15-yard line.
So Roanoke up by a score of 6-0. Trey Baker in for the extra point. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is no good. So with 6:12 left here in the first quarter, Roanoke takes a 6-0 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to NPSFL football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, a part of the iMedia One Network. The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Trey Baker out to kick off for the Roanoke Rampage. Brian Spicaccio will get it right one of these times. Back to return for Chicago. Kicked it short the last time. Robert Kudzia got the return, and it'll be the same thing this time as Kudzia. Looks like he's going to get the return. He's going to let the ball go down to the 10-yard line, and he'll get a block from Spicaccio. Spicaccio didn't get all that block, and they'll bring it out to the 16-yard line. So Chicago will take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Enforcers trailing by a score of 6-0. Roanoke puts one in on a 7-yard touchdown pass from Williams to Edmonds to take the lead. Another flag on the field here. We'll see if we can get a call from our referee. So an illegal block in the back on Chicago. So not only are they going to not have a great return, they're all going to be, in addition, going to be penalized half the distance of the goal. Also want to welcome in Sports Radio FM 96.7, looking in on our Facebook. So thank you. Appreciate that here as we make our trip down here from Youngstown, Ohio to beautiful Salem, Virginia. We look above beyond the stadium here, the mountainous regions here, as they'll hand off to Spicaccio out to the right side, trying to work his way upfield. And may have picked up a couple yards on the play. It'll be second down for Chicago. Try to fight his way forward, but I don't think they're going to give him the progress. Indeed, they will, though. They're going to give him out to the 11-yard line. So no parts must have gone down. So 2nd and 5 for Chicago. 5:38 left here in this first quarter. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead. Chicago now with 2 receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Dabbling in the shotgun. Spicaccio to his right. He'll keep it himself, pull the ball, and he's going to pitch it out at the 20-yard line on a beautiful delayed option. And Chicago gets their first down of the day. Dabbling with the read option. Took it to the right side. And I believe that pitch was going to be out to Kudzia. So 1st and 10 now for Chicago. Ball to Chicago, 34-yard line. Tapling to Spicaccio off the left side, looking for a block. Going to work his way past the 35, down to 36. Roanoke says the ball came loose. Officials going to dig through. We'll see if they're going to consider him down, but the officials are looking as if that ball may have come loose. Both teams pointing in their respective directions. And we're going to they're going to stop the clock, and they're going to say Roanoke ball with 4:38 left here in the first quarter. We'll get it right. So after the Roanoke touchdown, they get the turnover. And after Chicago gets their first down, they turn it over. It'll be 1st and 10 for Roanoke. They'll mark it officially at the Chicago 36-yard line. 4:36 left here, first quarter. Rampage with a 6-0 lead. Again, want to thank you for joining us this afternoon for this very special presentation. And we talk about these NPSFL teams, and they are some fantastic organizations, great people to go with them. As trip receivers now for Roanoke, single receiver to the near side, Williams in the shotgun. Michael Johnson to his left. Williams going to handle this one off. He'll make it past the 35, maybe down to the 34-yard line. He'll give him a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 now for Roanoke. Talk about all the great charities that they play for. I also want to thank some of the other sponsors here for this game. Is including Mac Westland Realty Group, law offices of Daniel Crandall, attorney Richard E. Huff, Keystone Legal, and Ridgeview Bank. So Williams in the shotgun. Johnson to his right. Twin receivers to the short side. Wing to the right. Chicago, one high safety. They're going to hand this one off the left side. No, it's going to be Williams. It's going to pull it, get out past the 30, down near the 29-yard line. Third and short now for Roanoke. And we're going to have a Chicago player down here as the clock will stop with 3:39 left here in the first quarter.
Brings up a third down and 3.
Looks like that's going to be Tim Bell that's down. We'll give him a moment as the trainers go out and check on him. Matter of fact, we will step aside for a quick break. You're listening to NPSFL football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Back here at Salem Stadium, unfortunately, we have a cot coming out to assist a player. Looked like a knee injury, but we don't want to speculate too much on what that is. Certainly one of the risks you take in this game. And, again, these guys doing it all for charity. So we will take some time to let them do what they need to do on the field, but we want to remind you, coming up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the Youngstown Phantoms will be back in action as the USHL playoffs start. Phantoms back at the Cavelli Center taking on the Madison Capitals. Great seats still available, 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. And as they brought the cot out here, actually, Tim Bell going to jump up off the ground and walk this one off. So that is good to see. Doesn't look like he has much of a limp either, so hopefully just a bad turn. He'll work that one off. And the medical crew, thankfully, can go back to watching the game with Roanoke leading by a score of 6-0. Those points coming with 6:12 left in the first quarter. As Jaden Williams hit Sam Edmonds in the end zone, wide open on a 7-yard touchdown pass. Roanoke getting the turnover on a subsequent series for Chicago. Chicago got their first down and then turned the ball over. So as the medical crew finds a direction to go in, looks like they got a little lost. But it's a big field. That happens. 3:39 left here, first quarter, as we get back to football. Thankfully, no medical attention necessary. As Jaden Williams now in the shotgun. Michael Johnson, his right. Twin receivers to the near side. One receiver to the far side. Have a tight end to the right. Williams going to pull the ball on the read. He'll be wrapped up at the 30-yard line. May have actually lost a yard on the play. Victor Sislak on the tackle for Chicago. So 4th down now for Roanoke, and they're going to go for it. As Lewis Bell will be the receiver to the far side. Brown will be the slot to the far side. One receiver to the near side. Have a tight end to the right. Williams in the shotgun. Brown to his right. He'll send a man in motion from left to right. Williams now taking the ball himself to the outside near the Roanoke sideline, and he'll be cut down at the 28-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. It'll be a turnover on downs for Roanoke. Chicago will take over 1st and 10 with 2:43 left here in the first quarter. And they're going to place the ball at the 28-yard line. So Chicago holding the territory there. Not much loss on there after the turnover. Defense doing a good job for the Enforcers. So 1st and 10 for Chicago. Twin receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Hand up to Piscaccio out to the right side. Trying to find an angle, couldn't get much of it. May have picked up a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 now for Chicago as Piscaccio getting the bulk of the work to start this game. 2:38 left here, first quarter. Great crowd on hand for the Roanoke Rampage here at Salem Stadium. Again, the home of the Division III Alonzo Stagg Bowl. That is the Division III National Championship game. Of course, if you were from the Mahoning Valley, you know Mount Union Purple Raiders have made regular trips down here. As Tapling now in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side. High snap, going to pick it up. Piscaccio going to take it right up the middle of the field. May have picked up a yard on the play, and he'll be brought down by Donovan Brown. Brown scraping down.
Brought down by number 34, Donovan Brown.
Wrapping up Piscaccio, putting him down. So,
along with number 34, Donovan Correction.
So they'll place the ball at the 31-yard line.
Coleman assisting on that stop. Brings up a 3rd down.
Kadzia, the receiver to the far side. Twin receivers to each side. Tapling rolling out to his right, looking downfield. Has a man open, going to overthrow him. Again, was looking for Rich Lane, but threw it into the sideline. Chicago struggling on offense. Wind has settled down here a little bit, so going to the pass maybe a little bit easier here with 1:40 left in the first quarter.
Brings up a 4th down and 7.
So 4th and 7 for Chicago. Tried a pooch kick the last time with Tapling, but it looked like Adam will head to the sideline. And Chicago will go into punt formation. Jason Anguita will set up as the punter. Paul Habiak will be the long snapper.
Into punt for the Enforcers is number 45, Jason.
So from the Chicago 31-yard line, Guido will wait for the snap. Good snap. He'll get this one off. It's going to go off the right side. I don't know if it went off his foot or if there was a Rampage player that got to it, but it's going to roll out of bounds, and we'll see where they're going to mark it as they get down to the, well, they'll mark it right at the midfield stripe with 56 seconds left here in this first frame. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead by way of a Williams to Edmonds pass. 7-yard touchdown strike in the end zone. So Roanoke, 1st and 10. After stalling out on their last offensive series after the Chicago turnover. Lewis Bell and Edmonds will be the receivers to the far side. And they'll have Austin Rollin and DeAndre Brown to the near side. Williams in the shotgun. Michael Johnson to his right. Williams, 3-step drop. Looking to his right. Under pressure. He's going to avoid pressure from Lenti. Still with some time. Being chased down now. He's going to tuck it. Get out past the 50 and down to the 47-yard line. So after all of that, it'll be a pickup of 3 for Roanoke. John Simmons on the chase. Almost had Williams in the backfield, but Williams going to break free and had to head out of bounds into the Roanoke sideline. 2nd down now for the Rampage. .25 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clock continues to run down. Trips receivers to the far side now. Rollin, Edmonds, and Brown. Williams in an empty backfield. 2 receivers to the near side. Williams, 3-step drop. Fake pump, going to roll out to the near side now. Under pressure against Simmons, looking for him. Has a guy open to the far side, but he's going to overthrow Johnson. I believe that was going to be intentional.
Ball's incomplete.
And Williams with all kinds of time back there just can't find an open target. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Salem, Virginia, where the Roanoke Rampage, they have a 6-0 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio, City View Sportscast, and the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Fresh 15 up on the board here as we get second quarter action underway. They'll just flip the ball from one side of the 50 to the other. Ball placed at the 48. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead. They'll be going right to left now if you are listening in on the Live 365 network or TuneIn. We're listening in at westernreserveradio.com. Twin receivers to the far side. Williams in the shotgun.
Again, it's 3rd down and 7.
Johnson to his right. Williams now going to take his time. And we're going to have a whistle. So a delay of game coming up against Roanoke. That is their, I believe, second or third delay of game today. Not a whole lot of urgency there as this will roll the ball back to the Roanoke 48-yard line. Excuse me, 47-yard line. Get my math right. So we'll try this again. Same formation as Williams. Now we'll try to get this snap off. Clock stopped. We haven't gotten underway here second quarter officially yet. And high snap. Williams going to be able to control it. Tried to get upfield and couldn't bring it down and could not get out of the grasp of Victor Cieslak. The defensive lineman coming through. And Williams will be brought down back at the Roanoke 39-yard line. So 4th down now as Roanoke will have to punt this one away. Trey Baker on to do the kicking duties. Nick Spradlin, the long snapper for Roanoke. One returner back for Chicago. He'll get this one away. End over end kick. It'll fall at the 40. Take a Roanoke roll down to the 32-yard line. And Chicago will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. 14:09 left here, second quarter. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. One other game today scheduled out on the West Coast there. I believe the San Diego Enforcers will be in action today as well. We'll talk about that right around halftime. As Adam Tapling will get the Chicago offense back out on the field. 3 receivers to the far side. Roanoke trying to adjust. They'll hand this off right to Piscaccio. He'll go right up the middle, out to the 36-yard line. So pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Enforcers. 13:55 left here, first quarter.
Along with number 95, Dejon Hardwell. Carey moves the ball to the
Chicago quickly back out to the line. 2 receivers to the far side. Actually, Rich Lane at the tight end to the left side as well. Tapling with the handoff to Piscaccio. Working off the left side past the 40 and down to the 43-yard line. And that should be enough for a Chicago Enforcer first down.
Brought down by number 7.
Piscaccio hitting the hole very quickly. 13:24 left here in this second quarter. Chicago going to go right back to the line. Trip receivers to the near side as Roanoke tries to make the defensive adjustments. Tapling gives to Piscaccio off the left side, and he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to say he picked up a couple yards. They'll give him the progress. So 2nd and 8 for Chicago as they look to get their offense going. Struggling a little bit here in the first quarter.
On that stop.
Tapling now into shotgun. 2nd and 8 for the Enforcers. Piscaccio straight up the middle. He'll be met at the line. Excuse me. That's going to be Brandon Brooks on the carry. He'll pick up a yard on the play.
Number 47, Todd Harris on that.
Todd Harris on the tackle.
Defensive charge for the Rampage.
Actually, I think it's Harris Todd.
Carey moves the ball to
That's the way it is on the roster.
46-yard line.
Norman Bright to head to the sideline for Chicago. He'll take a breather. 12 minutes even left here, second quarter. Kudziga and Lane, the twin receivers to the far side, twin receivers to the near side as well. They'll stand carrying in motion from right to left. Tapling back to pass. Over the middle, going to be picked off at the 42-yard line. Brought out past midfield. 40, inside the 30, and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Nick Spradlin with the Roanoke interception. And the Rampage offense will be set up inside the 30 on the Chicago side of the field. 11:36 left here, second quarter. Roanoke gets their second turnover of the day. Spradlin with the interception right over the middle.
Along with number 8, Adam Tapling.
So Tapling attempting to get that one over the middle, but Spradlin stepping across the lane, snatched that one out of the air. That'll be 1st and 10 for Roanoke at the Chicago 28-yard line. Williams now under center, single running back, wing left. Handoff up the middle.
Number 13, Michael Johnson.
Pick up a couple of yards maybe. Michael Johnson on the carry.
Johnson stopped initially by number 9.
They'll give him credit for 2. Ball now marked at the 26-yard line.
Along with number 48, Rick Richardson.
Roanoke 1-0 on the season with their win over the LA Centurions in Vegas on March 22nd. Chicago 0-1 with their loss to New York's Boldest on March 29th in New York. Chicago is also scheduled to take on Philadelphia this year. They have not fielded a team. They're going to be on hiatus, so they'll pick up the win and the points for that, as DeAndre Brown will be the sole receiver to the far side for Roanoke. Williams under center, drop back, fire out into the flat, and fires intended for Rowland. Rowland going to drop that one, going to go off the tip of his fingers.
Intended for number 9, Austin Rowland.
Bring up third down now for the Roanoke Rampage. 10:42 left here, second quarter. I'll remind you, the Youngstown Phantoms are rounding out their 62-game season tonight in Michigan as they take on Team USA. But fret not, it is not the end. They will be back on Monday as they begin defense of their 2022-2023 Clark Cup Championship. There we go. Williams in a shotgun, empty backfield, back to pass, three-step drop, rolling to the near side, under pressure. Going to have to take it himself, tucks the ball, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Inside the 25, they'll give him the 23. I believe that's going to be Jason Nguida on the tackle for Chicago. Actually, they're going to mark this at the 22-yard line. So fourth down for Roanoke, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Cedric Hayes checking in for the Rampage, as well as Jacob Kirtley.
Correction on that stop was number 45, Jason Nguida. Brings up a fourth down and 4 for the Rampage.
So 4th and 4, as Kirtley will be lined up in the shotgun to the left of Williams. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Williams with the handoff to the right side, pass at 20, 15, 10, 5, and brought down inside the 5 at the 3, ball's loose, and it's going to be covered up by Chicago. Are they going to say he's down? They've stopped the clock. No indication if he was down before the fumble. Kirtley with the run off the right side, down near the goal line. And again, no, and it's going to be Chicago ball. Now we'll see if the ball went, if it broke the plane, if this is going to be a touchback, or if Chicago will have 99 yards to go. 10:02 left here, second quarter. Chicago gets their first turnover of the day. That's the good news. Bad news, they're going to mark this ball at the 1-yard line. So Chicago, now a Tapling in the shotgun. He's about 5 yards into the end zone. And we're going to have some motion up front, and I believe they're going to have Roanoke for an encroachment. Ray King may have been guilty of that. So encroachment against Roanoke, and that will give Chicago a little bit of breathing room as they will move this one out to the 6-yard line. 10:02 left here, second quarter. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead. Kirtley headed for the end zone for Roanoke, but fumbled. Chicago recovered. And now it's first down as they'll give it to Piscaccio off the left side. Past the 10 and out near the 15-yard line. So pickup of 9 for Chicago. It'll be, actually, they're going to say he made it further out then. Say the 14, excuse me. There's that math issue again.
9-yard line, correction, 14-yard line.
So the PA announcer making the same mistake, so I don't feel so bad. 9:50 left here, second quarter. Chicago first and 10. Tapling with the handoff off the left side. Piscaccio again out to the 20-yard line. Actually mark it at the 21.
Brought down by number 35.
Second down now for the Enforcers. They're going to go right back to the line, up-tempo offense. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Tapling in the shotgun, Piscaccio to his right. Quick pass out to the right, and it's going to be caught. And Rich Lane with the reception. Will be marked down at the 35-yard line. Another Chicago first down, and the Enforcers are rolling here with 9:07 left here in the second quarter.
Number 34, Donovan Brown, on that defensive stop for the Rampage.
So first and 10 for Chicago at the 35-yard line. Tappling, waiting for the snap. Again, going to get me on this one to carry off the left side, past the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Brandon Brooks with the carry. Chicago mixing it up on the run and the pass. Ryan Wade checking in for Roanoke. Twin receivers to the near side. Brooks will remain in the game to the right of Tappling in the shotgun. One receiver to the far side. Brooks bouncing it to the outside again to get past the 45 and down to the 46-yard line. Should be enough for another Chicago first down. 8:14 left here in this second quarter. Clock will continue to run. Chicago may be having the best drive of the day as they approach midfield.
Number 4, Nick Spradlin, assisting on that stop.
Jeff Brown checking in for Roanoke. Andrew Penna to the far side now. He'll be part of the twin receivers. Tappling into shotgun. Overload to the left side. Handoff for Chicago. Pascaccio back in on the field. He'll make it out to midfield. Pick up of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Chicago. 7:30 as the clock continues to run here. A beautiful day here in Salem, Virginia. Couldn't ask for much better. Not a cloud in the sky. As they will send Kuzia in motion from right to left. Handoff to the right side. Pascaccio going to be brought down at the 50-yard line. Donovan Brown chasing him down from behind. No gain on the play for Chicago. It'll be 3rd down now for the Enforcers. That'll slow down the momentum a little bit for Chicago. 6:56 remaining here in this second frame. Kirtley to check in on the field. Tappling into shotgun, trips receivers to the far side. Handoff, Pascaccio battling forward and brought down at the 46-yard line. It'll be 4th down for Chicago. And it looks like they're going to have no discussion. It looks like they're just going to go for it. That's Pascaccio calling for some relief. He'll head to the sideline. Brandon Brooks will head back in for Chicago. Trip receivers to the far side. Penna will be the one to the outside most. Tappling, trying to draw Roanoke offside. They'll snap it, give it to Brooks. Brooks will battle forward, and he'll get to the 45, but he'll be short. It looks like that's going to be a turnover on downs as Roanoke will take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. 5:55 left here, second quarter.
Brooks about a yard short. Possession to the Roanoke Rampage.
And indeed, it will be a turnover on downs. Rampage defense standing tough on that. Long way to go in this one, though. 5:55 with the clock stopped. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead. Roanoke gets the 28-21 win over LA. That back on March 22nd. I want to thank you for joining us, whether you're watching the video on Facebook at Western Reserve Digital Radio or the iMedia One Network, Twitter at WR_radio, or YouTube at Western Reserve Radio. Of course, audio, if you're on the run, you can always listen on westernreserveradio.com or the Live 365 app, as well as TuneIn. And this one going to be a direct snap to the quarterback. Wildcat past the 50 and down to the 49-yard line. DeAndre Brown on the run. Big hit down there. You can hear the pads cracking. Jason Anguita on the tackle for Chicago. 5:44. For some reason, the clock is stopped.
There's a flag down on the field.
Well, we have a flag there. It was hiding in front of our our linesman, the judge, and we're going to have a personal foul against Chicago.
Referee indication is personal foul against the enforcers.
So I'm not sure if they're saying it was head contact or exactly how that was going to go, but nonetheless, it will be in the favor of the Roanoke Rampage. That'll be 15 yards, a first down for Roanoke. They'll place the ball at the 35-yard line. 5:44 left here, second quarter. And that would fully explain why the clock was stopped. It will continue to run now. So Jaden Williams will line up as the receiver to the far side. Johnson will be in the backfield, and we'll have a new quarterback this time. As they'll roll out to the near side, step up, tuck the ball away, and go out of bounds. That'll be Shemai Adams
Number 16, Shemai
on the run.
On the keeper.
So I'm not sure if Coach Brad Harris is just trying to throw Chicago off.
On that defensive stop, number 23 is Chase Dworson. Second down and 8 for the Rampage.
Also want to acknowledge the Chicago head coach Brian Finelli, former player for the Enforcers, taking over as a head coach for his team. Man in motion from left to right. Williams with the handoff to Edmonds. Edmonds with the cutback, coming back to the other side of the field, gets out to the 30. Flag on the play, and I believe we're going to have a hold. Coming up against Roanoke, I think they're going to have Michael Johnson.
There is a flag down on the field.
We'll see if indeed that is the call. But it looked like he caught a little bit of jersey there as he was trying to create a lane to the outside. And indeed, it will be the hold against Roanoke. 4:49 remaining here in this half. Roanoke with a 6-0 lead. So it'd be a big win for Roanoke if they could pull that out. Chicago, likewise, looking to get into the win column.
Moves the ball back to the 43-yard
Chicago, truly one of the powerhouse programs in the NPSFL. As Rollins and Brown will be the twin receivers to the far side. One single receiver to the near side. Williams back at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun. They'll send a man in motion from right to left. Handoff. And it's going to go down in the backfield. Michael Johnson lost his footing. Lost a couple yards on the play.
Johnson's tripped up.
And we got a little bit of discussion going on down there. Things get heated from time to time. Antonio Scott and Brian Epperly exchanged some pleasantries about the after party. Brian Epperly, a noticeably large individual. The left tackle for the Roanoke Rampage. Williams now in an empty backfield. Three receivers to the far side, twin receivers to the short side. Third and long for Roanoke. Williams stepping up in the pocket, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Try to quarterback keeper, but nowhere to go, and he's brought down by Jason Anguita. Clock will continue to run. And Chicago's going to take a timeout with 3:35 left here in this first half. So we will step aside for a timeout as well. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
3:35 left here, first quarter. Roanoke going to punt this one away. It's Moscaccio back to return for Chicago. He'll post up at his own 20-yard line. Snap is dropped in the backfield. Baker couldn't handle, a little bit low. And Chicago will start off 1st and 10 at the Roanoke 40-yard line. 3:32 left here in this half. Chicago was arguing that it was still a live ball. They're actually going to mark this at the Roanoke 39-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Chicago. 3.5 minutes left here. Some opportunity left for the Enforcers to get on the board before the half. Tapling now into shotgun. Piscaccio to his left. Single receiver to this side, two to the far side, moving left to right. Handoff up the middle. And Chicago will fight their way down to the 34-yard line. Pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Chicago. Brian Piscaccio, it's going to get me every time there on the run.
Along with number 95, Dejon Cardwell.
Chicago going right back to the line. 3 receivers to the far side to have a tight end to the right. Back to pass. Fires down the sideline, looking for a man open, and it's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. Robert Kudzia on the reception. It's 1st and goal for Chicago. They're going to go up tempo, get right back to the line with 2:50 left here in this first half. Tapling trying to get him set. Piscaccio going to be to his right. They're going to have Rich Lane, a receiver to the far side, trip receivers. It'll be Penna as well in the slot. And I believe
We have timeout. Obviously, called by the Rampage.
okay, Roanoke going to take a timeout to slow things down here a little bit. 2:36 left here in the second quarter. Chicago trails by a score of 6-0. Their first real threat of the day here. Again, want to remind you, if you were back up in the Mahoning Valley, the Youngstown Phantoms will be at home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as the United States Hockey League begins their 2024 Clark Cup playoffs. The Phantoms with 3 home games next week. Call 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825. Give Kelsey and crew a call. Great seats still available. Affordable family fun. Sometimes that's difficult to say, but great action here as the Phantoms really becoming one of the premier programs in the USHL. Have been for several years here, but quite honestly, under Black Bear Entertainment, it has been absolutely outstanding. Andrew Goldman and crew over there creating a great atmosphere.
The ball at Rampage, 5-yard line.
Quite frankly, everybody over in section 202, 203 actually making a lot of noise over there. I think we have good hockey crowds now. Youngstown really attaching themselves to the Phantoms as we'll have twin receivers on the far side, man in motion from left to right for Chicago. Trips receivers now, hand off to Piscaccio, fighting forward into the end zone, touchdown for the Enforcers. They get on the board, 2:33 left here in the second quarter. 5-yard touchdown touchdown run by Bryant Piscaccio. And we are all tied up at 6.
On the score for Chicago.
So after struggling for most of the first half, Chicago gets on the board. And Chicago will attempt the extra point. Tapling the quarterback. The kicker, Piscaccio, the holder, actually. Kick is going to be up, and it is no good as well here, so neither team converting on the extra point. And the score will remain 6 for each team. We are tied with 2:33 left here in the second quarter. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
2:33 left in the first half here in Salem, Virginia. We are all tied up at 6 as Bryant Piscaccio makes his way into the end zone on a 5-yard run, ties this game up. for the Chicago Enforcers. Hey, got FDNY Bravest checking in here, and by all means, if you are available on June 1st in the New York area, go see the NYPD FDNY game. It is an event as we kick this one off here, and this is going to be a good kick. Down past the 10 and into the end zone, a touchback for Chicago. So Roanoke will take over 1st and 10, 2:30 left here in this half. Edmonds was looking to return that one, but it went way over his head and rolled into the end zone. So again, we thank you all for joining us in here. Again, we don't do a lot of video for these events. I mean, we're a radio station. It's a thing. But we are excited to bring you this. And again, from a personal level, spent 10 years with the Cleveland Warriors, so something special and close to our hearts here at the iMedia One Network. So we'll go twin receivers to the far side. That's going to be Lewis Bell and Edmonds. Single receiver to the near side. I believe that's going to be DeAndre Brown. Williams in the shotgun. He'll have Kirtley to his left. Kirtley with a fumble earlier. And a Chicago recovery. Williams will pull the read, try to get upfield, make one move, get past the 20, out to the 25. To the 26, cut back in. He'll get past the 30 and be brought down near the 36-yard line. So some fancy moves by Jaden Williams. Brought down by a host of Chicago Enforcers. I believe Rick Richardson was going to be the lead tackler on that one. But Williams doing some fancy running to pick up some yards. 2:18 left here in this first half. These two teams playing under NCAA rules, so there will not be a 2-minute warning. DeAndre Brown to the receiver to the far side. Now we'll go twin receivers to the near side. It'll be Edmonds and Lewis Bell. We'll have a tight end to the left also as well for Roanoke. That'll be Cedric Hayes. Williams in the shotgun. Kirtley to his left. Williams, that's not going to be Williams. Back to pass. And brought out to the 40-yard line. Shemai Adams lined up at the quarterback position. Also, that was Michael Johnson at the running back position for Roanoke, so I do apologize for that. Sometimes it's hard to catch there. 13 and 33. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. Minute 47 left here in this half. 2nd and 6 now for Roanoke. Ball placed at the Rampage 40-yard line. Twin receivers to each side now. Williams back in at quarterback. And we're going to get some whistles. And Chicago is going to take a timeout. So 1:47 left here in this first half. We'll step aside as well. You're listening to NPSFL football here on the iMedia One Network. We are back right after this.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football. Or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
1:47 left here in the first half. Roanoke with the ball. 2nd and 6 at their own 40-yard line. These two teams tied at 6. Neither team converting on the extra point. We'll have twin receivers to each side now for the Rampage. Williams, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, fires downfield, has a man open, short pass, and it's going to be picked off by Chicago. Antonio Scott on the interception. Second turnover of the day for Roanoke. And Chicago will have 1:39 to work with here just before the half to see if they can get downfield as well. I don't know if the wind caught that one. Again, we talked about that earlier in pregame. It's been pretty windy around here. Williams looked like he was able to set his feet, but the ball just didn't make it downfield, so Antonio Scott gets the interception. Chicago now with the handoff upfield, past the 30. Mark it down to the 31-yard line. So pick up a 5 for the Enforcers. 2nd and 5 now for Chicago. Clock will continue to run, 1:27 left in this half. Chicago going right back to the field. Twin receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Robert Kadzia. Tapling sets his feet. Fake pumps. Sets one downfield. Has a man open, but overthrew him. Pass intended for Andrew Pena. Pena had a little bit of a step on the defender.
Defending on that play is number 7, Rodney Smith. Brings up a 3rd down on the foul for the Enforcers.
Rodney Smith, the defender for the Rampage, was just about a step behind, but pass overthrown. I'll bring up 3rd down now for Chicago. Clock stop with 1:04 left in the half. Tapling now trying to give out some instructions. Piscacci will be to his left. 2-by-2 formation. Tapling rolling out to his left, going to fire out to the 40-yard line. He'll throw this one into the turf, incomplete.
Intended to number 80, Robert.
1:04 left here on the clock. That'll bring up a 4th down. Chicago will have to work the sidelines, as it looks like actually the Enforcers will come in with the punt team. Paul Habiak coming in to snap for Chicago.
Coming in to punt for Chicago.
Jason Anguita coming in to do the kicking duties. Returner set up right around his own 38-yard line. He'll get the kick away. It'll be a short one. Land at the 40, take a bounce, and it'll head towards the sideline. And it will not be returnable. Sam Edmonds tried to get to it, but you can see his body language was a little bit disappointed there on that short kick. Nonetheless, 57 seconds left here in this first half. Roanoke will take over. Defense holds up for the Rampage after the Jaden Williams interception. It was picked off by Antonio Scott. They'll mark the ball officially at the Rampage 26-yard line. So 74 yards to go for Roanoke if they want to do anything with this. Twin receivers to the far side. And they'll have a single receiver to the near side. That'll be Lewis Bell. Williams in the shotgun. Williams, 3-step drop, looking down out to his right. Fires out to the sideline, going to be caught and knocked out of bounds. Austin Rollin on the reception, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Tapling. Quarterback in there playing some defense. So clock will stop with 51 seconds left in the half. I'll mark the ball at the Roanoke 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39-yard line.
Twin receivers to the far side again. Rollin will be the receiver to the outside. Single receiver to the near side. Williams in the shotgun, running back to his left. Williams, 3-step drop again. Fires out to his left this time and can't connect on the pass with Lewis Bell. That'll stop the clock with 35 seconds left in the first half. 2nd down now for the Roanoke Rampage. Austin Rollin, now the receiver to the far side. DeAndre Brown will be the slot. Twin receivers to the near side. Williams stepping up. Fires downfield. Looking for a man to the outside. Ball hung up there, and it's going to be caught at the 21-yard line. And that's going to be picked up by Sam Edmonds. And again, the wind may have caught that. That ball hung up there for quite some time. So with 28 seconds left here in the half, Roanoke has an opportunity for a couple shots to the end zone. Remember, Roanoke won the coin toss and deferred until the second half. So if they can score now, they will get the ball again as the clock begins to run with 17 seconds. Williams under center, and he'll spike this one to stop the clock with 13 seconds left. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for Roanoke.
Spiking the ball, stop the clock. Brings up a 2nd down.
We'll see if they'll take an opportunity maybe to set up a Trey Baker field goal. Second down now for Roanoke. Ball at the Chicago 21-yard line. 13 seconds left here in the half. We are all tied up at 6. Great crowd on hand here in Roanoke. Great support for the Rampage. Great to see.
As we will draw during halftime.
As Williams now will be in the shotgun. Johnson to his left. Trip receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Lewis Bell. Williams stepping up. Fires out to his right. It's going to be caught at the 10 and brought down at the 5. And trying to get a number on the reception. I believe that was going to be Austin Rowland. And indeed it will. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Rampage. 5 seconds left. If they move quickly.
Completion moves the ball to the 4-yard line where it's 1st and goal.
And I believe the last timeout going to be called by Roanoke. So while they take a timeout, we'll step aside for a break. You're listening to NPSFL football here on the iMedia One Network. We're back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
5 seconds left here in this half. Roanoke 1st and goal with the ball at the 4-yard line. Rampage looking to put one in again. We talked about them deferring in the first half for the coin toss. That may play huge here for them if they can get into the end zone. And I don't see a kicker coming on the field. See Ryan Wade coming on there as well, as they're going to go under center, offset I formation. And Chicago will take their last timeout. They got a glimpse of the Roanoke offense, so they'll take their timeout. And that'll give us an opportunity to talk about Chris's Coffee and Custard. Of course,
we have SES Environmental.
We talk about some of the charities and things that the NPSFL are involved in. And Chris's Coffee and Custard, they advocate for the value, inclusion, and acceptance of people with intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities. And we'll show them that they deserve the same opportunities as other people in the community. And again, we got to meet them down in the tailgate party. A lot going on down there. A lot of uniformed police officers down there, firefighters, as well as corrections people. Coffee was outstanding. And if anybody of you know me, I have a horrible sweet tooth, so the brownie was amazing, as it was a brownie filled with chocolate on the inside. I'm still suffering a sugar high from that. I had to share that one, actually. If I would have eaten the whole thing, it would have been horrible. So 5 seconds left here coming out of the timeout. Offset I formation for Roanoke. Williams is going to go under center this time. Williams with the boot pass, naked boot, looking to the corner of the end zone, trying to take it himself. He'll get in as time expires here in the first half. Williams on a 4-yard touchdown run puts Roanoke ahead by a score of 12-6.
That's a 4-yard touchdown run. Number 3, Jaden Williams.
With no time left on the clock. So well played by the Rampage as they will come back out in the second half. They will get the kickoff Chicago now trails 12-6. And the Rampage will go for two. Williams going under center. They'll go in the offset I formation. Full back to the right. He'll hand it off out to the left side. Roanoke trying to fight forward, get into the end zone for the two-point conversion. Michael Johnson gets into the end zone, makes the score 14-6 as time has expired here in the first half. And Roanoke with the momentum will get the ball in the second half. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you a scoring recap, talk about a few more things from around all the events here today in Salem, Virginia. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio, City View Sportscast, and the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down? They can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Halftime here in Salem, Virginia, as the Roanoke Rampage have a 14-6 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. Scoring went like this. It would be the Rampage that would get on the board first with a Williams to Edmonds 7-yard touchdown pass. They could not convert on the extra point. That came at 6:12 of the first quarter. Not too long after that, it would be Spradlin that would get the interception for Roanoke. That would come at 11:36 of the second quarter. And then the Rampage would get a Chicago Enforcers fumble at 10:02. Couldn't do much with that second quarter action. It would be a 5-yard touchdown run by Pascaccio for the Enforcers that would get them on the board at 2:33 of the of the second quarter. And then Antonio Scott would pick off a Roanoke pass at 1:39 left in the first quarter, but couldn't do anything with that as well for Chicago. But Roanoke puts together a drive at the end there, and with no time left on the board, It would be Jaden Williams that would get into the end zone on the 4-yard touchdown run, and it would be a two-point conversion for the Rampage that would give them the 14-6 lead. Coming up in the second half here, it will be Roanoke getting the kickoff to start the third quarter. Of course, we want to remind you of all the great things the NPSFL are doing, and that includes Chris's Coffee and Custard. And they had some folks outside there. It's a great service. And certainly we encourage you to go out and support Chris's Coffee and Custard. That will be the charity that the Roanoke Rampage support this year. And, of course, some departments out recruiting outside as well. So highly encourage you to get out to a Roanoke Rampage game coming up here in the next few weeks, because these seasons don't last very long. These teams playing 4 to 5 games, and then the championship games happening just right around mid-June. And those games, if you are the home team, that is great, but if you're the away team, this might be the last opportunity for you to see them. Again, we'll take a look at the schedule for both of these teams. This will be the second game of the season for both organizations. As we try to find the schedule, we'll bring that up for you. Indeed, there it is. Remaining on the schedule for the Chicago Enforcers on May 11th, it was supposed to be the Philadelphia Blue Flames. However, they are on hiatus this year, so Chicago will officially receive a 6-0 win. They will get the power points towards a championship game. And then on June 1st, in the Battle of Chicago, it will be the Chicago Enforcers and the Chicago Blaze going at it. One of the great rivalry games that weekend. And for the Roanoke Rampage, their next game will be May 4th here at Salem Stadium as they take on the Tri-State Shields. Be sure to get out here. Go to social media and check out Roanoke for all the information. You can go to Roanoke Rampage Fire and Police Football. And then on May 18th, Roanoke will head down to Nashville, Tennessee to take on the LA Grizzlies. That is the Sheriff's Department version of the NPSFL teams out in California. Nashville, from what we understand, are trying to establish the Nashville Gladiators, a new team to the NPSFL. So they're going to give them a little bit of taste down there as these teams go down for a special exhibition. And then on June 1st, Roanoke will round out their 2024 season, taking on the Charlotte Cobras down in North Carolina. We're going to step aside for another timeout. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this together!
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you? What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this! To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
In the Valley, football is king, and the Mahoning Valley Federals are looking to build the 2024 roster with talent forged in this area to compete for a Tri-Point Football League championship. If you're 18 and older and looking to return to the gridiron, call General Manager John Galbraith at 330-540-1099 or visit the team on Facebook at Mahoning Valley Federals Developmental Football. The Mahoning Valley Federals, honoring the football tradition in the Valley.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Halftime continues here in Salem, Virginia, as the Roanoke Rampage, they go into the locker room with a 14-6 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. I want to thank more of our sponsors here for today, as again, this is a great production. The Rampage have done a fantastic job. Jamison Ratcliffe running around, very panicked today, want to put on a good show, and certainly has done that. So hats off to everybody here at the Roanoke Rampage for the presentation. But we want to thank attorney Richard Huff, Keystone Legal, Richview Bank, Cook Siding and Windows, ABC Construction, Renovated LLC, Frank's Pizza on Williamson Road, Allison Bowersock, Moon's Auto Body, and Steel Dynamics. Of course, we want to thank you for joining us here on this live special presentation of National Public Safety Football League action. And we will have more live events coming up here on Monday as the Youngstown Phantoms will host the first round of the USHL playoffs. 6:45 airtime, 7:05 puck drop here on Western Reserve Radio, but we highly encourage you to call 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. Get your tickets to some exciting hockey, and let me tell you, it has been outstanding all year long as the Phantoms attempt to defend their Clark Cup championship. If you were back with us on May 19th at the Cavelli Center, We got to see 6,000 folks in downtown Youngstown cheering the Phantoms to their first Clark Cup championship. And if you've watched any of the hockey from around the country in terms of the NHL or NCAA, any of the Frozen Four, whatever the case will be, you see a touch of Youngstown with all of these programs now, as we see a lot of the names from right down at the Cavelli Center moving on and doing great things. So again, we want to thank Andrew Goldman and Kelsey Morton, everybody, for letting us be part of that. And of course, can't forget Black Bear Entertainment, who have done just an outstanding job with this program. And certainly, we see a lot more, we'll call them hockey crowds now down at the Cavelli Center. And we know they're good hockey crowds when they react at the right time. And they've kind of put some things together in Section 202 and 203 there. If you're visiting from out of town, you don't want to be anywhere near those sections. So great home ice advantage there in downtown Youngstown. We're going to step aside for one last time out. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff of the second half here in Salem, Virginia, with Roanoke Rampage. They have a 14-6 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Back here, just about to get the third quarter underway in Salem, Virginia. Having a great time here. Great game. As Tapling will kick this one off for Chicago. And this one will head towards the sideline. It'll drop at the 41-yard line. It's loose. There's a scrum for it. We'll see who gets it. And the officials are going to say it is Roanoke's ball, so disaster averted for the Rampage. As that was kind of an awkward kick, end over end, headed towards the sideline. Looked like it might go out of bounds, but we're looking at the flag now to our right. And it is a large flag, but it is at full mast here with this wind picking it up. So we'll have to keep an eye on that here in the second half. We're also going to thank Greg and Tammy St. Clair from the Roanoke Rampage. Got in last night and had a nice dinner. Got to meet some nice folks here. As we make the trip down from Youngstown, Ohio. So 1st and 10 now for the Roanoke Rampage. Ball at their own 41-yard line. 14:57 as we just get underway here in the third quarter. Williams now under center. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Single running back. And we're going to have some movement. It looks like that's going to be the right tackle they're going to have for Roanoke. That's going to be Robbie Williams. Judging by his body language, that just admits guilt. And he's going to do his push-ups for those 5 yards. So good discipline by the Roanoke Rampage. So he'll pay for those 5 yards. 14-6 is the Roanoke lead over Chicago. So 1st and 15 now for the Rampage. Roanoke back under center. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Williams handing off straight up the middle, out past the 40, and out to the 45-yard line. Michael Johnson on the carry. That'll get some of the yards back from the penalty. They'll mark the ball at the 44-yard line.
Brings up a 2nd down and 7.
So they're only going to give him credit for 3 on that.
Was number 23, Chase Dorson.
Dorson on the tackle for Chicago. Lewis Bell now the receiver to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. And we'll have a wing to the right as well. That'll be Shemai Adams. Williams in the shotgun. They'll send Adams in motion from right to left. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson off the left side. Collision at the 47-yard line. Brought down by Rick Richardson.
Number 71, Kenneth Brink.
I think our PR announcer and I are not on the same page. He said it's going to be Kenneth Brink, number 71, who, if you can see on the video, he, too, is a very large individual.
For the Rampage. The ball at the 48-yard line.
Edmonds and Hayes will make their way to the field for Roanoke. 13:41 on a running clock here. Roanoke with a 14-6 lead over Chicago. Stacked receivers to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Williams in the shotgun. Williams with the handoff. Nowhere to go here. Contact at the line. Going to be stopped by Nguida and Richardson for Chicago.
Gain of about a yard on the play. Brings up a 4th down and 2.
So 4th and 2 as it almost looks like Roanoke looks like they want to go for it. But we'll see if they do the pooch kick. Clock continues to run here, 12:56 left in the third quarter on this special event here, National Public Safety Football League action. Williams under center, offset I formation, fullback to the right, over the guard. Williams, kind of an odd moment there. Looked like somebody had jumped. Williams has the ball. Looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short.
Close to first down yardage.
So and I believe that they're going to be short. I believe that's going to be Chicago ball. The officials talking it over. They're telling everybody to get away. We may have a measurement here.
On that stop was number 45.
Looked like something wasn't quite right with the timing on the Roanoke offense. And Jason Nguida says they're just short.
An official timeout for a measurement.
And indeed, we will have a measurement as the officials try to clear both players. From where the ball is placed, I'm going to say that they are short. The marker's at the 49-yard line. The ball looks like it's marked short of the 49-yard line as the head linesman brings out the chain crew. John Simmons going to come out and watch this one for himself. Shemai Adams shaking hands with the officials, trying to get some favor. And indeed, they are about a half a yard short, so that's going to be a turnover on downs. Chicago will get the ball 1st and 10 near midfield. Roanoke not able to take advantage of that initial kickoff here in the third quarter. Mind you, they scored right as time expired in the second quarter. Had an opportunity to get the ball in the second half, so Chicago will take possession 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line, tapping in the shotgun, twin receivers to the near side. Piscaccio to his left. He'll hand it off. Piscaccio lost his footing a little bit, but he'll get out to the 50-yard line. Pickup of 1, be 2nd and 9. Now for the Enforcers. Again, wind picking up here as we see the flag to our right. Waving in the wind. Actually see some of the folks in the stands see their coats kind of blowing in this wind. Is Tapling now in the shotgun. Gives it Piscaccio. Tried to go off the right side. Nowhere to go there. Shemai Adams was in the way, and Piscaccio said, I'm cutting back in. Looked like the safer thing to do. So looked like a pickup of another yard on that. No, actually they'll say no gain on the play. So 3rd and 9 now for the Chicago Enforcers. 11:48 left in the third quarter. Enforcers trail Roanoke by a score of 14-6. Twin receivers to the near side. That'll be Robert Kudzia, the receiver to the far side. Single coverage for Chicago. Tapling. Back to pass. Fires down the sideline. And it's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Andrew Penna on that, but there were 3 red jerseys there.
Intended for number 18,
These balls look like they're kind of hanging up in the air there, and it's got to be, we have to attribute that to the wind.
On that coverage was
That'll bring up 4th down for Chicago. We'll see what they want to do with it. And it looks like Rich Lane's telling the punt team stay on the sideline. Clock will start here, 11:26.
Wesley Richard.
As Norman Bright will head to the sideline for Chicago. Brandon Brooks will replace him. So Tapling now in a shotgun formation. And he will pooch this one, and it's going to be a better kick. Nobody back to return for Roanoke. It's going to take a Roanoke bounce. Past the 25 down to the 27-yard line. So Chicago pooch kicks it. But between the wind and the way that ball's landing, it takes a Roanoke bounce. Rampage will take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 10:59 left here, 3rd quarter. Rampage with a 14-6 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. Talking to some folks from Chicago earlier, said it's about a 10-hour drive from the Windy City. Not much of a difference between Chicago and Salem, Virginia right now in terms of the wind. And I'm told even last night that we had some wind issues back at home in the Youngstown area. Lewis Bell now the receiver to the far side. Trip receivers to the near side. Williams in the shotgun. He'll have Johnson to his right. Williams with the read. He'll pull the ball, get out past the 35, near the 36-yard line. Actually, to say his knee's going to go down early, so I'm sorry. Ball at the 31-yard line, not the 36. 10:44 left here, 3rd quarter. Roanoke right back to the line of scrimmage here. Williams in a shotgun. Johnson to his right. Single receiver to the far side. Chase Dewerson in coverage for Chicago, one-on-one. Williams back to pass, fires quickly out to the right. Caught at the 30, 35, 40, and a spin out of bounds near the 42-yard line. Sam Edmonds on the reception for the Rampage. Clock will stop with 10:19 as he went out of bounds. It'll be a 1st down for Roanoke. They'll place the ball officially at the 42-yard line. Clock will begin to run again as soon as the ball's set. Again, these two teams playing under NCAA rules. So the clock doesn't stop for a whole lot. DeAndre Brown, the receiver to the far side now, one-on-one. Roanoke with the tight end to the left. Williams in the shotgun. And we're going to have some movement up front. And we're going to have encroachment against Chicago, so it'll take it from a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 5. Clock will stop at 9:49. Williams trying to draw him off with that hard count and gets him.
5-yard penalty moves the ball to the 47-yard line.
Clock will begin to run now. Ball placed now at the Roanoke 47-yard line. 1st and 5.
Where it's 1st and 5 for the Roanoke.
Twin receivers to the near side. Williams waiting for the snap. Williams, quick pass. Out again to his right. Caught. Out to the 50-yard line. They'll go out of bounds. It looked like he, to me, stepped out at the 50, but they're going to mark this at the 47-yard line, I believe, depending on which official. As coach would say, right foot, left foot. Ball caught by Sam Edmonds again.
Along with 37, Jason Slater. Completion moves with
DeAndre Brown again, the sole receiver, one-on-one, out to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. They'll be stacked. Williams in the shotgun. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson will get out to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Want to say hello to everybody out the Mercy Police Department in Youngstown. Our own Chief Ryan Bonacci and crew. Working the Saturday day turn shift out there. Twin receivers to the far side now. That would be Bell and Edmonds. Single receiver to the near side. One-on-one coverage. 2 high safeties for Chicago. This is going to be DeAndre Brown. It's going to take the ball, try to get upfield, got to hit at the line of scrimmage, and then rebounded and was brought down near the 42-yard line. He took a shot from John Simmons. Simmons with a big hit. But DeAndre Brown doing a good job making something out of nothing. Probably should have lost a couple yards on that, but bounced that back to the inside, got upfield. And it's going to be third down now for Roanoke. They'll place the ball at the Chicago 42-yard line. Trip receivers to the far side now. Single receiver to the near side. Empty backfield actually for Williams. They'll send Johnson in motion from right to left. Williams back to pass. Under pressure, steps up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Had a man open. It's caught at the 10. Brought down inside the 10 and into the end zone. He'll drag the defender with him. And Roanoke gets into the end zone. I believe we can call that a 42-yard touchdown pass. Williams to Edmonds gives the Roanoke Rampage a 20-6 lead here in the third quarter with the extra point pending. Edmonds going up over the defenders. Baker on for the extra point.
With the hold by Shemaiah Adams.
Adams the hold. So that's the second touchdown today, going from Williams to Edmonds. Williams finding Edmonds in the corner all by himself now. Snap back, kick is up. And it is good. So with 7:21 left here in the third quarter, Roanoke extends their lead to 21-6. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Piscaccio back to return for the Chicago Enforcers. Trey Baker will come to assume the kicking duties. 7:21 left here, third quarter. Roanoke with a 21-6 lead. Williams to Edmonds gives him the lead on a 42-yard touchdown pass. Kick will fall at the 18. Piscaccio trying to pick it up at the 16 under pressure, and he's going to be brought down at the 16-yard line. Nowhere to go, and Jacob Kirtley on the special teams play brings him down.
On that stop for the
Oh, I stand corrected. He said that's going to be Cameron Scott. And again, we're talking threes here, so.
18-yard line. First down and 4.
So if that was you, Cam, we apologize for that. Had an opportunity to talk to him just before the game. And Chicago now will come out first and 10. Ball marked at the 18-yard line. Tappling in the shotgun. Piscaccio to his right. To Piscaccio upfield. He'll get out to the 20-yard line. Pick up a 2 or 3 on the play to be second down for Chicago. 7:05 left here in the third quarter. Roanoke with a 21-6 lead over the Enforcers. As Shemaiah Adams will check out. He'll need a breather for a moment. Jeff Brown will check in to replace him. Piscaccio now off the left side. Had a lane and quickly closed. He'll make his way out to the 25-yard line. Looked like he had a window there, but it closed awfully quickly.
Ray King. Also on that stop, number 43, Cecil Coleman. Brings up a third down.
So Tappling now in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the far side. Piscaccio again with the carry, nowhere to go. He'll be swallowed up at the line. That's going to be Donovan Brown leading the charge on that tackle.
34, Donovan Brown. Again, on that stop, number 95, Dejan.
6 minutes even left here this third quarter. Got a long way to go for Chicago. They're going to have to put a drive together as it's going to be fourth down now. They'll bring on the punt team, and they're going to be punting into the wind. So fourth quarter is going to be important for the Enforcers. As Sam Edmonds will make his way to the field. He'll be the returner for Roanoke. Edmonds with 2 touchdown receptions today so far. Ball snap. Punter wasn't ready for it. And we're going to have a whistle. And Guida was not ready for it. And it looks like Roanoke's going to have the ball at the 12-yard line. We had a whistle, just kind of awkward. Maybe it was because Nguida's knee went down. But Roanoke now with the ball, 1st and 10 in the red zone.
The ball at the 15-yard line.
So don't mark it 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Roanoke with an opportunity to extend this lead. 5:28 left here, third quarter. Roanoke with 3 receivers to the near side. Lewis Bell will be the receiver to the far side. He'll be one-on-one coverage. Chicago with 2 safeties. Up high now. Williams now with the handoff out to the left side. Past the 15, 10, 5, spins, and into the end zone. Roanoke with the 15-yard touchdown run. That's going to be Michael Johnson. He's going to extend the Rampage lead to 27-6. Pending the extra point, so Roanoke immediately takes advantage of the field position. They put one into the end zone. They're up by 3 scores.
Trey Baker.
Baker now on for the extra point. So Roanoke firing on all cylinders through the air and on the ground. As Adams will hold. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. So with 5:17 left here, third quarter, Roanoke extends their lead to a score 28-6. You are listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football. Or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. 5:17 left here, third quarter. Baker out to kick off for Roanoke. Roanoke with a 15-yard touchdown run by Michael Johnson gives them the 28-6 lead. Scaccio back to return for the Enforcers. This ball going to be kicked a little bit short down to the 21-yard line. And again, going to be picked up by Kadzia. Kadzia bringing it up the middle of the field, all the way out to the 35-yard line. Short kick, good return. And Chicago will be in business, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 5:11 left here, third quarter. And want to thank Jamison Ratcliffe and Jason Slater for their support this week, trying to get ready for this one as we make the trip down here. About 6 hours, a little over 6 hours from Youngstown, Ohio. Well, worth the trip here as Tapling now in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side. Scaccio to his right. He'll hand it off straight up the middle. Pick up a couple yards on the play. Second down for Chicago.
Number 11, Todd Ferris. Along with number 95, Dejan Hardwell. Combined for that stop.
Todd Ferris on the stop
2-yard gain
for Roanoke. Chicago now 2nd and 8. from the 37-yard line. Tapling going to take it himself. Trying to find room to run up there, but he's going to be under pressure, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. I believe that's going to be Harris Todd that wrapped him up on the loss.
Along with number 34.
So 3rd and 13 now for the Chicago Enforcers.
32-yard line brings up a 3rd down and 13 for the Enforcers.
Chicago looking to at least put a drive together, ready to get back in this game. 4 minutes left, third quarter. Again, once we switch sides of the field, things may change a little bit here because the wind going left to right for us right now is very strong. Alex Carrion going from the left side to the right side for Chicago. Twin receivers to each side. Tapling will send man in motion from right to left. Tapling back to pass. Fires out to the sideline. It's going to be caught by Kudzia at the 41-yard line. He'll fight his way out to the 43. And that's where we'll get the whistle. And that'll be short of a first down, but it's going to be much more manageable for Chicago. As Robert Kudzia making the catch near the Roanoke sideline. They'll mark this at the 43-yard line. So 4th and 2 now for Chicago. Carrion will come to the near side. Kudzia will flip-flop, and he'll go to the other side. Rich Lane will be the slot to the right side as well. Tapling in the shotgun. Rolling out to his right. Fires down middle. He's got Kudzia wide open. Got caught up in the wind, but he come back and caught it at the 34-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for Chicago. These passes look very awkward, but again, we can't emphasize enough the wind. That is going from left to right. Fourth quarter will be an opportunity for Chicago to maybe go to the air a little bit more, but Chicago with the first down now. Robert Kudzia with the catch. Great concentration. Juan Galley will head to the sideline for Chicago. Had too many players on the field there. 3 receivers to the near side. Tapling with the hand up. Piscaccio straight up the middle. Makes it out to the 30-yard line. He'll get tripped up. I think that was going to be Nathan Noble on the tackle. Might have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
75, Nathan Noble. Still picks up 5 yards.
So 2nd and 5 now for Chicago. Cecil Coleman making his way to the field for the Rampage. He'll be the tackle to the far side. Tapling, low snap, picks it up, gets a Piscaccio out to the right side. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Chicago. Chicago, 30 yards to the end zone. Bryant Piscaccio cuts the Roanoke Rampage lead to 28-12. And this game not over by any stretch of the imagination. Chicago looking like they're going to go for 2 as Tapling is in at quarterback. Also, he is the kicker. So 1 receiver to the near side. That'll be Alex Carrion. He'll be in one-on-one coverage. Tapling back to pass. 3-step drop. Fires into the end zone. Caught. 2-point conversion good for Chicago. Believe that was going to be caught by Rich Lane.
Rich Lane is good. So 150 remaining.
So 28-14 is the score. 150 left here in this third quarter. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to NPSFL football here on the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
150 left here, third quarter. Chicago gets into the end zone on a 30-yard Bryant Piscaccio run. as the ball blows off of the tee. Tapling to kick this one off. And this one's going to head to about the 27-yard line. It's going to be short, picked up by Roanoke. And brought down at the 30-yard line. To actually mark it at the 31. Getting the ball hung up going from right to left here, so Chicago going to have to be patient until they can flip sides of the field in about, a minute 46 seconds. As we have an injury timeout for Roanoke. I believe that's going to be DeAndre Brown, who's a little slow to get up. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside for a timeout. You're listening to NPSFL football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, a part of the iMedia One Network.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
DeAndre Brown making his way to the sideline. A little bit of a limp, but under his own power. 1:46 left here, third quarter. Roanoke with a 28-14 lead.
Down for the Roanoke Rampage. The ball is around the 31-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now for Roanoke. Ball at the Rampage 31-yard line. Trip receivers to the far side. Now Williams in the shotgun. Single receiver to the near side. Chicago with 2 high safeties. Movement up front. No flag. Handoff up the middle. Out to the 34-yard line. Michael Johnson on the carry.
Number 13, Michael Johnson.
Roanoke going to try to grind down some of this time now with just 90 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball be placed to the 34-yard line. Second down now for the Rampage.
Second down for the Rampage.
Sam Edmonds, a receiver to the far side. He'll be in one-on-one coverage. I believe that's going to be Andrew Pena at the corner position. Now it'll be twin receivers now to the far side. He'll send a man in motion from right to left. Williams now with the handoff to Johnson. Johnson trying to fight his way forward. Gets out to the 41. And it's going to be close to a first down depending on the spot. Got a flag on the play, I believe. No. And we're going to have an illegal procedure against Roanoke. Did they have 5 men in the backfield? And illegal formation will be the call against Roanoke, as we were able to hear that from our referee down on the field.
Moves the ball back to the 29.
So that'll move the ball back to the 29-yard line here. Roanoke will be behind the sticks now. 2nd and 12 for the Rampage. 50 seconds left as the clock will start. Roanoke going to take their time. 2 receivers to the near side. Williams, 3-step drop, fires. Caught out to the 30 and the 31-yard line. Sam Edmonds on the reception. Clock will stop with 26 seconds left as he got out of bounds.
Gain of 3 yards on the play brings up a third down.
So clock will begin to run now. Ball set.
For the Rampage.
Roanoke may get one more play off here before the end of the quarter, if they choose to do so. Matt St. Clair coming in for the Rampage, and it looks like they are going to be content to let this run down. And we will head to the fourth quarter here in Salem, Virginia, where the Roanoke Rampage, they lead the Chicago Enforcers by a score of 28-14. You are listening to this special event of National Public Safety Football League action here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
By the Rampage.
A 3rd and 9 with the Rampage having the 28-14 lead over Chicago.
Again, the Roanoke Rampage.
The Enforcers will have the wind to their back in this quarter, down by 2 touchdowns. And I can't emphasize enough the amount of wind blowing from left to right here in the stadium, as we have a little bit of delay here in the start of the 4th quarter.
James Tucker, top of the stairs, Woods Towing, number 1 Federal Credit Union, North Star Child Care.
And for some reason we do have a delay here, but we are ready to go as we get the whistle for play. Williams in the shotgun. Trip receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side, 1-on-1. Williams taking his time now. Clock will start on the snap. Williams steps back, fires down the field. He's going to have Lewis Bell, and it's going to be caught at the 35-yard line and brought down at the 33. A huge gain from Williams to Matthew Lewis Bell. And that's going to be a first down in Chicago territory. 14:44 here in the 4th quarter. And that's not the play Chicago was hoping for, as they were going to have the wind to their back. But Williams cuts through the wind, gets the ball all the way down to Lewis Bell. They'll mark the ball officially at the Chicago 32-yard line. Ball again looked like it hung up a little bit, but Lewis Bell, great concentration, comes back for it. 2 receivers now to each side. Williams in the shotgun. Johnson to his right. So the man in motion from right to left. That'll be St. Clair. Williams going to keep the ball himself out to the right side. Gets out to the 30. Gets the angle out near the 25-yard line. They may just give him the 26.
At the 27-yard line.
Actually, the 27. Okay, they're going to say he went out of bounds to the far side at the 27. 13:54 as the clock continues to run.
For your Roanoke Rampage.
Jacob Kirtley making his way onto the field for the Rampage. Roanoke looking to put this one away after giving up the wind advantage. Good news is DeAndre Brown back on the field. He'll be the receiver to the far side. Williams now under center, single back, wing to the left. We'll hand it off to the left side. It'll be Johnson bouncing around, trying to find some room, get inside the 25, and down to the 23-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down. Depends on where they spot it.
Johnson was brought down by number 45.
The down marker looks like it's just behind the line to gain. So we'll call this 3rd and inches for Roanoke. 12:57 left here, 4th quarter. Rampage with a 28-14 lead over the Chicago Enforcers.
The ball at the 23-yard line.
Brown now the receiver to the far side. Williams under center again. Single back, wing to the left. Hand off again fight for a couple yards, get out past the 20, and brought down at the 17-yard line. Michael Johnson on the carry for the Rampage. And that is plenty enough for a Rampage first down. They get into the red zone, 12:28 of the fourth quarter. Chicago going to have to pick up the urgency. Looks like some fatigue is setting in for the Enforcers. You can see the hands on the hips. Roanoke content to take their time as the clock ticks down to 12:05 left in the fourth quarter. Shemai Adams checking in for the Rampage. Lewis Bell will be receiver to the far side. Twins to the near side. Williams actually be the outside receiver next to Brown. That'll be Adams. Adams with the ball upfield inside the 5, dragging several Chicago defenders, and he'll be brought down, or marked down at least at the 4-yard line, because he was never brought down. So second and goal now for the Roanoke Rampage. Excuse me, it's going to be first and goal. So 11:30 left here in this fourth quarter. Roanoke looking to put this one away. They'll have 4 shots at the end zone. Williams under center, single back again, 1 receiver to each side. They'll hand it off, a big hit in the backfield. Johnson's brought down, almost beheaded by John Simmons. Great contact by the Enforcers' defensive lineman.
7-yard line.
And it looks like it's going to take Michael Johnson a second to collect his thoughts on that one.
Official timeout. Injured player.
Johnson will take a knee. 10:46 left here in this fourth quarter. Chicago trails by 2 touchdowns. Johnson will make his way back to his feet, and he will walk off the field, no issues. John Simmons coming through untouched. You'll get a little love from Edmonds, who says, yeah, I get it. So second and goal now. Ball will be marked back at the 7-yard line to be a loss of 3. Clock now continues to run. 10:40 left here, fourth quarter.
Again, it's second and goal for the Rampage.
Roanoke with a 28-14 lead over Chicago.
Enforcers, 7-yard line.
Jacob Courtney on the field. He'll be to the right of Shemai Adams in the shotgun. Williams now the receiver to the near side. Adams back to pass. Going to roll out. Has a receiver open to the end zone. Had Williams open, but couldn't bring it down in bounds. And Williams
we do have a flag on the field.
Trying to make a catch as well, or catch a touchdown as well as throw him, and we do have a flag on the play. And holding coming up against Roanoke. 10:10 left here, fourth quarter. That play would have been negated either way. As Roanoke probably not real upset about this, as the clock will continue to run time off. Stop now at 10:10, but
we're still second and goal.
Chicago looking for an opportunity to put some points up on the board with the wind to their back. Clock will now continue to run. 10 minutes left here, fourth quarter. Edmonds making his way into the huddle for Roanoke. So Williams back at quarterback, and we'll have a whistle. And the referee, I think, do we have a timeout? A couple officials look confused. I'm not sure what we got. 9:44 left here, fourth quarter. I know the Roanoke Rampage are up 28-14 over Chicago. And it doesn't look like we're going to take a timeout, so head coach Brad Harris will say, no, we're good. 2 receivers to each side now. Williams in the shotgun. Kirtley to his right. Williams under pressure, and we're going to have a hold coming up.
On the carry,
Williams all over the field, but
changing direction.
Williams working his way back to the near side. Ball be caught by Edmonds at the 5, but that play is going to come back as there was going to be a hold. John Simmons was brought down in the backfield as he was trying to get to Williams.
On the Rampage.
So Roanoke, while they were taking some time off the clock, are having trouble getting into the end zone. 9:20 left here in this game. Remember, they had first and goal at the 4. And now they will mark the ball all the way back. Could it be the 27? I know we have some confusion from the enforcer players, Jason and Guida, questioning some things.
27-yard line. Where it's still second and goal.
So second and goal now for Roanoke. Now ball at the 27-yard line, 23 yards behind where they started. Trip receivers to the far side now. That'll be Edmonds, Brown, and Rolland. Williams in the shotgun. Jacob Kirtley to his right. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Lewis Bell. 3-step drop. Williams stepping up in the pocket. Fires down the sideline looking for Lewis Bell, and it's going to be incomplete. Would have been out of bounds as well anyway, but third and goal now for Roanoke. 8:51 left here, fourth quarter.
Victor Sizlak brings up a third down. And goal again, the ball at the 27-yard line.
8:51 left in this contest. Roanoke 28, Chicago 14. Austin Rowland will be the receiver to the far side. They'll go trips now. It'll be Edmonds, Rowland. As Williams, 3-step drop, steps up. He's going to keep it himself. And he'll fight his way to the 20-yard line, inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. John Simmons leading the charge on the tackle for Chicago. That's going to bring up fourth down with 8:35 left here, fourth quarter.
Also on that stop, number 51, Victor Sizlak. Carry moves the ball.
Sizlak giving credit on the assist for that.
Where it's still
8:21 on a running clock.
For the Rampage.
Ball placed officially at the 19-yard line, so fourth and goal from the 19-yard line. Looks like Roanoke is going to go for it. Not going to attempt a field goal here, kicking into the wind. Roll on the receiver to the right, and then he'll be joined by Brown and Edmonds. Twin receivers to the near side as well, including Lewis Bell. Williams back to pass, working his way out to the far side. Going to tuck it, keep it himself inside the 15, 10, and down at the 7-yard line. That'll be a turnover on downs. And Chicago will have 93 yards to go with 7:38 left here in this fourth quarter, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Roanoke 28, Chicago 14.
The enforcers will take possession on downs.
So the Chicago Enforcer defense holds after some penalties on the Roanoke offense.
The ball at their own 7-yard line.
So Adam Tapling will try to take the Chicago offense downfield with the wind to his back now. Twin receivers to each side. Pascaccio to his right. Quick pass out to Kudziak, but Kudzia, excuse me.
Ball's incomplete to number 80.
Robert Kudzia couldn't get it up off the turf. So knee goes down, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Chicago. 7:20 left here, fourth quarter. And the clock continues to run, and Adam Tapling alertly notifies the officials the clock was still running. So 4 wide receiver again for Chicago. He'll send Pascaccio to the far side. Empty backfield now. Quick pass out to Kudzia. He's going to catch that out to the 15 and down at the 20-yard line. That's enough for Chicago. First down. Clock will stop with 7:15, long enough to set the markers. As Jeff Brown will make his way to the field briefly for the Rampage and say, nah, I'll come back. Tappling now, 3 receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. That'll be Kudzia. One-on-one with Wesley Richer. Tappling, looking downfield, fires across his body, caught at the 34-yard line, out to the 40, and down to the 43-yard line. Alex Carrion on the reception for the Enforcers. Chicago picks up another first down, and the Enforcer offense on the move now with 6:45 left here. And there's a penalty on the play. Didn't see that, a flag on the backside of the play. So holding on Chicago. That'll negate the play and take them back 10 yards. So ball now marked at the 10-yard line. They have to get to the 30 for the line to gain. Tappling with Piscaccio to his right. 2 receivers to each side. 6:31 left here in this game. Tappling back to pass. Under pressure, rolling out to the near side in the end zone. Gets rid of it, though, and it's going to be caught by Rich Lane on the sideline. He'll run right back out. He'll put the ball down. Should have given it to the umpire. The umpire will reset it now. They'll be able to go up-tempo here. 6:14 left here, fourth quarter. Trip receivers to the far side. Andrew Penna will be the outside receiver, single receiver to the near side. That'll be Kudzia. He'll be one-on-one with Richer. Tappling in the shotgun. Piscaccio to his right. Tappling, back to pass. Looking outfield, under pressure, steps up, avoids the tackle, gets out to the 25, 30, and down at the 34-yard line, and up for a Chicago first down. Clock will stop with 5:48 left in the fourth quarter. It'll be stopped long enough to set the markers. And the clock now will run. And Chicago looking to get organized. 2 receivers to each side again. Tappling. We'll move Piscaccio to his left side. 5.5 minutes left. Fourth quarter. Roanoke with a 28-14 lead. Chicago back to pass. Fires out. It's going to find Rich. And he's going to drop that at the 47-yard line. Clock will stop. Rich Lane was the intended receiver.
Brings up a second down and 10.
Couldn't bring it in. But the clock will stop with 5:21 left, fourth quarter. Chicago will need that moment to reset and try to organize. Ball marked at the 34-yard line. Have to get to the 44 for a first down. So Carrion and Penna, the receivers to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. Tappling back to pass.
Quarterback Tappling.
Steps up in the pocket, looking downfield. Couldn't find anybody. Get out past the 40 to the 45 and out at the 46-yard line. They'll say he stepped out at the 45. No, give him the 46. That's for Coach Gessler there. Right foot, left foot.
Along with number 47.
So the clock will start now with 5:10. And Chicago, first and 10 now at the 46-yard line. As we have a player trying to get off the field, John Curry trying to make his way to the sideline. Tappling with 3 receivers to his left, single receiver to the right. Tappling fires out to the left side, caught at midfield. Out to the 40, 35, and out of bounds. And we're going to have a flag. I think it's going to be a horse collar tackle on Rich Lane.
Lane carries to the...
And Lane tried to set the ball quickly, but with the penalty, that's going to stop the clock with 4:45 left here, fourth quarter. That's going to be 15 additional yards for the Chicago Enforcers. Really no question on that tackle. So Chicago will have the ball first and 10 at the 21, at the Roanoke 21-yard line. So the play before went out of bounds, so it'll start on the whistle. Tapling now with 3 receivers to the near side. Moving left to right. If you are listening on Live 365 or TuneIn, fires out to the left side. That's Piscaccio. Going to catch it, get to the 10, inside the 5, and he's going to be stopped in bounds at the 4-yard line, I believe. But it's going to be a first down for Chicago. The clock will stop with 4:20. Actually, the clock's going to continue the run. Since it's first and goal, they're not going to have to move the chain crew. So first and goal from the 4-yard line, Chicago. Trying to get organized, Tapling, trying to direct traffic here with the personnel as we tick down to 4:10 left in the fourth quarter. Trip receivers to the near side. Tapling giving to Piscaccio out to the left side. Looks to get in the end zone. He's close. Into the end zone. Second touchdown of the day for Brian Piscaccio with 3:57 left here, fourth quarter, and Chicago cuts the lead to 28-20 pending the extra point. So Chicago taking advantage of the wind to their back. Piscaccio on the 4-yard touchdown run for Chicago. And this game not over by any stretch. Chicago going to go for 2 now. As Brandon Brooks will check in for Chicago to the left of Tapling. Tapling rolling out to his left. Looking for a target, fires across his body, and it's going to be tipped away. With 3:52 left in this fourth quarter, Chicago trails Roanoke by a score of 28-20. Long way to go here. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You're listening to National Public Safety Football League action here on the iMedia One Network. We're right back after this. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football. Or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
3:52 left here in this game. Roanoke Rampage lead by a score of 28-20 over the Chicago Enforcers. Chicago getting in the end zone on a 4-yard touchdown run by Bryant Piscaccio, his second of the day. His first touchdown was a 30-yard run as this ball going to be kicked off and fielded at the 37-yard line. It was dropped initially, then recovered by Roanoke. A little bit of a heart stopper there for the Rampage, but they will take over. 3:49 left here, fourth quarter. Roanoke working into the wind. They're going to have to eat some of the clock up.
Rampage will take possession. The ball is on the 38-yard line.
So first and 10 at the 38, at the Roanoke 38. As the Rampage will look to run this clock down. Wow. Hard drive went left to center there. So twin receivers to the far side for Roanoke. That'll be Lewis Bell and Edmonds. Single receiver to the near side. Williams in a shotgun. Williams going to keep this himself, take it upfield past the 40, down to the 41-yard line. And the clock will run here, 3:38.
Brought down by number 44.
John Simmons on the tackle for Chicago. Simmons has been a sideline-to-sideline player today. DeAndre Bell and Austin Rowland will make their way to the field for Roanoke. Cedric Hayes will take a breather. Trip receivers to the far side now. It'll be DeAndre Brown, Roland, and Sam Edmonds. Williams in the shotgun. Single receiver to the near side. No handoff. Out to the left side, and Roanoke will get this one out just short of the 45-yard line. So third down for Roanoke. 2:47 left, fourth quarter.
Brought down by number 40.
As we had a couple players get up slow, including Brandon Brooks.
Also number 1, Brandon Brooks.
But the clock will continue to run. 2:33 left here, fourth quarter. Roanoke with a 3rd and 4. Excuse me, 3rd and 3. And we'll call it about 3.5. Single receiver to each side. Max protection on the inside as Williams will go under center. Single back for the Rampage. Got some movement here, and I believe they're going to have Roanoke for the false start.
And we have a flag down on the field. Penalty is false start against.
So false start against the Rampage. That'll move the ball back down to the 39-yard line. So Roanoke going to have to be a little more strategic now, as it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Rampage. 2:05 left. Here's the clock. Will start. Edmonds, the receiver, to the near side. Brown to the far side. Excuse me, that'll be Lewis Bell, the receiver, to the near side. Williams under center. Back to pass. 5-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to lose a few, but he's going to pitch it out to his left. And Roanoke going to get the ball out to the 49. It's going to be close to, and it should have enough for the first down. And that may do it for the Chicago Enforcers. Roanoke with that first down will most likely be able to eat up the rest of this game clock, leading by a score of 28-20 over Chicago.
Along with number 23, Chase Dorsey.
Roanoke looking to go to 2-0 on the season. Chicago uncharacteristically may go to 0-2 as looks like we're going to go to a victory formation. Williams under center, and we're going to have a flag. Or excuse me, that's just going to be a timeout. Yep, Roanoke going to take a timeout with 1:41 left here in this game, leading 28-20 over Chicago. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to NPSFL football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
First and 10 for Roanoke at the Chicago 49-yard line. 1:41 left here in this game. Williams going to go under center, offset I formation with the fullback over the right guard. Williams going to hand this one off. They'll go straight up the middle and pick up a couple yards on the play. And Chicago will take their timeout with 1:33 left in this game. The Enforcers will be in action once again on April 27th as they will take on the LA Centurions in Chicago. And then they will round out the 2024 season with the battle for Chicago there. June 1st, it'll be the Chicago Enforcers and the Chicago Blaze. Roanoke, on the other hand, will be back in action on May 4th as they take on the Tri-State Shields right here at Salem Stadium. And they will head to Nashville to take on the LA Grizzlies. And then June 1st, they will take on the Charlotte Cobras. 1:32 left here in this game. Chicago with the timeout, trying to find a way to get the ball back. Not sure how many timeouts Chicago has left, to be quite honest. The Rampage lead Chicago 28-20 here, 1:34 left in this second game for both organizations. Offset I formation again for the Rampage. Full back to the right, Williams under center, wing left. Handoff again to the left side, nowhere to go there. Be hit at the line of scrimmage and brought back. Third and 8 now for Roanoke. 1:26 left here, Chicago. Going to take a... Not sure if there's going to be their last timeout or not.
Brings up a third down.
So that'll stop the clock with 1:26 here. Could have a close finish. See if Chicago can get the ball back. They'll have a couple shots downfield, barring any first down by Roanoke. So Brian Finelli playing the chess game right now.
If you are interested in
as Adam Tapling in the offense look to get back on the field one last time. Chicago would have to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
Remember, every rule that counts. Rampage appreciates all of our...
As it is 3rd and 8 now for the Rampage. All marked at the Chicago 47-yard line.
Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Offset I formation again. Fullback over the right guard. Williams under center. Williams booting out to the right side. Throws it out to the 41-yard line. It's going to be caught at the 35, 30, 20, inside the 10, down to the 5, and down to the 3-yard line. Austin Rowland on the catch. And that's going to seal it for Roanoke with 1:12 left here in this game. And a couple of knees, and I believe this one's going to be over as Roanoke looks well on the way to going 2-0 on this NPSFL season. Chicago will look forward to being home on April 27th.
Rampage will have it first and goal. The ball at the 3-yard line.
Williams booting out to the right side, finding Austin Rowland on the pass. As we have under a minute to play here in Salem, Virginia. 50 seconds left on the clock. Again, I want to thank Jamison Ratcliffe and Jason Slater, presidents of both organizations, for helping out this week. And victory formation for Roanoke, as they'll be content to run this one down. And that should do it with 29 seconds left.
The quarterback down in the ball.
We'll see if they'll make him take one more knee, but and it's actually going to take a timeout. Chicago will take their final timeout.
By the Chicago Enforcers.
I don't know what kind of magic they kind of want to make happen here, but Williams obviously just content to take another knee. 23 seconds left officially on the clock.
Again, if you have an opportunity, stop by Chris's Coffee and Custard, located in...
We talked about all the great charities for this league and how special these players really are.
A delicious cup of custard or a tasty food item.
Go to npsfl.org. You can see all the teams and all the great work that they do across the nation. Of course, here in Roanoke, it's Chris's Coffee and Custard. Advocates for the value, inclusion, and acceptance of people with intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities, showing them they deserve the same opportunities as other people in the community. As Williams will go under center in the victory formation to wrap this one up. Clock will start on the snap, and that will be it.
Rampage.
We'll have a few handshakes and some pleasantries as Roanoke will head to 2-0. Chicago 0-2 will look forward to getting back home to take on the LA Grizzlies on April 27th there in the Windy City. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you a scoring recap and talk about some live events coming up here on the iMedia One Network. You're listening to NPSFL Football here on Western Reserve Radio in City View Sportscast.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway club fitting center, and an Odyssey fitting studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football. Or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. Back here one last time in Salem, Virginia, as we wrap up this special event of National Public Safety Football League action. Roanoke gets the 28-20 win over the Chicago Enforcers. Scoring went like this. It would be Jaden Williams with a 7-yard touchdown pass. Excuse me, that would be to Sam Edmonds to get the scoring started. Roanoke would take a 6-0 lead. Second quarter action would be Piscaccio getting into the end zone on a 5-yard touchdown run for Chicago. That would tie that up at 6. But to end the second quarter, it would be Jaden Williams on a 4-yard touchdown run to give Roanoke the 12-6 lead. Roanoke would get the ball in the third quarter. Couldn't do much with it on that one, but they would come back at 7:22 of the third quarter when Williams would hit Edmonds again on a 42-yard touchdown pass. That would give the Roanoke Rampage a 20-6 lead. And with 5:19 left in the third quarter, 5:19 left in the third quarter. We'll get this right. It would be Michael Johnson getting to the end zone on a 15-yard touchdown run, and they would take a 28-6 lead. With 1:15 left in here, it would be Piscaccio on a 30-yard touchdown run. They would get the 2-point conversion, cut the lead, and then it would be Piscaccio again at 3:57 of the fourth quarter on a 4-yard touchdown run. They could not convert on the extra point, and that gives us our final score today of 28-20. Coming up on Monday, it'll be the Youngstown Phantoms beginning defense of their Clark Cup championship as the USHL playoffs get underway. 6:45 airtime here on Western Reserve Radio with the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack. 7:05 puck drop. However, we highly encourage you to come on out to the Cavelli Center to cheer on the Phantoms as they look for back-to-back Clark Cup championships. They will host the Madison Capitals. That will be on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So give Kelsey Morton and crew a call down there, 330-747-PUCK, 747-7825. And, of course, we will have more football coming up this spring as Cleveland Cobras football will get started here in May. We look forward to that as they will travel over to Michigan, and we haven't announced this yet, but they will have a preseason game on May 11th. We'll bring you all the information on that as it comes in. So for Dave Ferris back in the Gessler Propane Studio, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here for National Public Safety Football League action on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast. We hope you enjoy the game. One last time, from Salem, Virginia, it is the Roanoke Rampage 28, the Chicago Enforcers 20. And we hope that everybody has an outstanding night. Don't forget to go listen to the Phantoms. They do take on, and I almost got to the end there, but they will be taking on Team USA in their final game of the regular season in Michigan. And you can go over to the National Team Developmental Program there online. They will have the broadcast. And we hope
that the Phantoms can round out the 62-game season with a win tonight. So with that note, everybody, have a great night. Thanks for listening. We will see you all again soon.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.